Hello. That has to sound horrible when I move the boom arm. Holy shit. Ooh, that's gotta be nasty. I'm so sorry. I really need I keep saying I have to get a better audio setup and then I never do it. I don't know why. It's a problem. I really need a better mic setup. Better mic setup, a proper audio mixer, I stream enough to where it's warranted for me to do that, and I've just not done it. It would up the quality of my streams significantly, and I've just not bothered. I've not bothered because on one hand I don't know what I'm doing, so I'd have to get help. I'd have to have people show me what to do. Like, I don't even have a mixer. I don't have a mixer, I don't have any of that shit. I just have my USB microphone plugged into OBS, and OBS is doing all of the heavy lifting in terms of making it not sound like absolute shit. So, that's all I got. OBS is pretty good. Like, OBS is very powerful. You can do a lot with just the program to make your audio sound pretty good. But if your setup is garbage, there's only so much it can do to make it not sound terrible. So, favorite old coot, shut up. God damn it. I'm not old. I am old. Relative to a lot of people that play TF2, I guess I am old. Relatively. Yeah, Tim, you are gonna be the first person out of 1,000 that are gonna ask me about that. But, yeah, I think when it comes to the TF folder in Deadlock, I think people are freaking out a little bit, a little too much about that. Naturally, people see that and then they hype it up way out of proportion. I don't know a lot of the details about it. I don't know what's in the folder or what's inside, or if it's just like I think it's just a string of code. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's just a string of code that has TF in front of it. I don't know all the explicit details, but people are overreacting to it, as is typical when it comes to anything TF2 related. I mean, we already know that Deadlock, you know, it uses TF2 assets, you know, it uses TF2 assets and what have you, and so like, and it could be anything related to that. I'm not seeing it. Valve is not gonna make another Team Fortress game. It's just not going to happen. Their focus is entirely on Deadlock right now, and that's gonna be their baby until they get that thing off the ground and monetize the shit out of it. Then they might move on to another game, but I just cannot see them doing anything TF2 or Team Fortress related ever again. So. Like, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but knowing Tyler, him being a bit of a spurg and him overreacting to things, it's just like, it's not, it really is, as the kids say, a nothing burger. And I just, I'm not, it's nothing to me. I'm not interpreting it as anything other than nothing. So. I mean, yeah, Deadlock still looks bad right now because it's technically still, is it alpha? It's something before beta, but it's still an alpha, so I think they're still working on all of the visuals. Like, I know they had a recent update to the game that changed how some of the characters looked. Like, they made Ivy look more fuckable, which is very important. Extremely important. That's a very important thing they needed to do, is make all the female characters look more fuckable. And then they'll make the men even buffer and have less clothing. Very important factors they have to worry about, naturally. When I was 3 years old, you were already playing TF2. Yeah, thank you for reminding me I'm fucking old. Fuck's sake, I'm cursed that whenever I rewatch your VODs, the unemployed wizard unveils a new live stream starring you. The unemployed wizard. Is that the wizard of unemployment, the one that bestows the gracious social standing of not having a job? I am the wizard, I'm coming to bless you. Not bless you, I'm coming to curse you with the status of unemployment. Yeah, neatus becomicus. And then you're fucking neat. Neatus becomicus. Unemployment blast. Has our 30-year-old virgin become a wizard yet? Oh my god. Listen, I didn't get powers, alright? I didn't get any fucking wizard powers when I turned 30, so I hate to break it to y'all. Don't strive to be in my position, otherwise you're not gonna get anything for it. You're not gonna get levitation powers, you're not gonna get no thunderbolts, no testicular torsions, nothing. You don't matter. Maybe when you're 40, maybe when you turn 40, that's when the power sets in. No fireballs, no thunderbolts, no nothing. I hate to break it to you. Reality has not the reality. The dream has been shattered. The dream has been shattered. Yeah, you don't even get a fucking t-shirt. That's right. You don't even get a fucking t-shirt for your trouble. Like, not even like a coupon, like a one free blowjob coupon. Like, hey, you tried, you know, you tried, but you get nothing in return. Fuck you. Life goes on anyway. One free blowjob coupon. No socks. No gift card to Subway. Not even a medal. Like, not even an acknowledgement. No, nothing. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. So start having sex now. Have sex now. Only if you're above the age of 18. Otherwise, leave my stream. I have to say that. So people don't get mad at me. Okay, how? Oh yeah, that's the answer to life, isn't it? Is how. Why don't your Bumble matches try to give you a blowjob coupon? Oh my god. Okay, I'm adding that to my list of future Steam aliases here. I think blowjob coupon is a little too good to ignore. Blowjob coupon's a little too good to ignore. We have to keep that one. It's a very powerful name. Gregnant on Grindr. Oh god. Yeah, another piece of advice. So, piece of advice for anyone. This is like a piece of real advice. Don't use dating apps. They're a complete waste of your fucking time. I know I've said this 100 times on stream before, but I'll say it again. They are designed to keep you single and take money from you by turning it into a game, right? They turn dating into a game. They turn it into a gacha, you know? They turn it into a gacha and they make you spend money in order to get advantages over your fellow players, which ultimately do nothing to help you. And then you waste not only your time, but also your money. Don't do it. Thing is, like, they're not. Some apps are explicitly designed for hookups, like like Tinder and Grindr, what have you. Like, there are a lot of people out there that just want to have sex, and if you match what they want physically, then it's not that hard. But if you're looking for a genuine relationship, don't use dating apps. It's not a good way to meet people. Because you're not meeting people, you're looking at 3 photos and 2 sentences that describe them. And then if by some pure random chance you get selected to be a match with them, meaning you both have to like each other's profiles, then you're allowed to converse with each other. But by then they already have an image of you in their head. And so after a few messages, like that goes completely out of the window. And if you don't meet that expectation immediately, then they just stop talking to you. It's a waste of your fucking time. Best way to meet people is go into social spaces centered around things that you enjoy, and you will find people that at least loosely operate at a similar wavelength, and then you'll be good. TV taught me that casual sex is the only thing that matters in life. I mean, that's the glorification of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, promiscuity, I suppose. Start attending geology conferences. The problem is that my field is predominantly male. Overwhelmingly men study earth sciences. It's easily like a 90, it's like a 90-10 split. Men, women in my field. It's like, you can't, there's nothing here. There's nothing here for me. Listen, women typically aren't interested in what could be viewed as a dirty job. And geology is often viewed as a dirty science, you know, getting down in the mud and playing with rocks, hiking outside in the outdoors, what? Most women view earth science as a very dirty thing, and women don't like doing dirty jobs, so. Is geology actually dirty? Depending on what you're doing, yes, absolutely it can be. Very much so. Absolutely. Speaking from experience, having been on multiple ships, one of them being an oil rig. Well, not an oil rig, a drilling rig, if you want to get explicit about that. It could technically drill for oil if it wanted to. Yeah, it's a dirty job. Oh yeah, geologists are, like, okay, if it involves anything coming out of the ground, a geologist is involved. Somewhere in the process. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be water, it could be minerals, it could be fucking soil. Plants, a geologist somewhere down the line is involved. No, I don't do mining work. I don't. This isn't a 20 questions thing to figure out what my current job is. Not doing that. We're not doing that. Because I know people out there want to know, so they can find me and probably try to get me fired. So I'm not, I will not disclose information about my job specifically. MVM? Oh god, I really only touch MVM when I'm playing with friends and we set up a time to play together. Otherwise, I don't touch it. I do not touch it. Because solo queuing in MVM sucks. There's like 50 people that play it on a regular basis, and most of them are assholes, and the other half is completely fresh installs that have no idea what they're doing, but heard that if you spend money on this game mode, you get a gold gun, and they suck and have no idea what they're doing. So play with friends, with MVM, stick with friends, and just do that. Otherwise, it's gonna be a waste of your time. Thing is, I don't know, man. I know people like the community MVM missions and what have you. I don't like them because if I'm dedicating 3 to 4 hours of my time to do something, I'd like a little bit of something in return, especially like in a PvE, right? Like PvE, you need something in return. Like most PvE games give you something in return. Not like something you can sell for money, but something that you can use that's beneficial in-game, right? Like Deep Rock Galactic is a perfect example of that, where you can go through a series of missions and you get resources to get more shit that you need to like upgrade your guns and what have you. Like that's a genuine benefit and rewards you for dedicating the time. The game has to be good, otherwise you're not gonna do it. But again, I'm not gonna, it's kind of a half-empty experience for me if I'm doing PvE. And getting nothing in return. Yeah, I was having this conversation with someone yesterday where man versus machine is such a squandered game mode where they could have absolutely done a lot to expand upon it. They could have added entirely new tours with different theming that's related to the game. They could have tied in entire tours into updates like fucking End of the Line and Gunmetal and Invasion, all of these things. They could have done so much wasted potential in man versus machine, because MVM is genuinely like one of the best PvE experiences out there, despite it only having really 2 major updates since its launch. It's fucking great. But Valve just, you know, they got lazy and stopped. MVM was way better and harder before, but it felt more rewarding, to be honest. No, yeah, ever since you could just, you know, refund infinitely, the challenge with MVM was lost. And Valve, you know, they could have reconciled that by giving us more challenging missions instead of giving us the same, what, 6 tours, 7 tours? I don't fucking know, I don't know the exact amount. That people could just repeat ad nauseum and figure out every little strategy to grind them. That kills the fun. Like, if you're just doing the same shit over and over again, exactly to the T with no change or variation, people are going to quickly figure out how to grind them and optimize the fuck out of it, which in turn kills the fun. It removes the challenge, so. No, the issue is players leave after you fail a wave once or twice. No, yeah, that too, that's why I say play with friends. So I say play with friends, that's the best experience you can have with man versus machine. That feel when no cutie geology girl named Agate to show her cleavage and examine luster in the bedrock with, oh, funny! Oh, so there's several puns in that one. Jesus. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel the same way. My life is suffering that I don't have a QT geology girl to share my time with. MVM is great, but Valve did nothing with it. No, yeah, I mean, exactly. Exactly. And yeah, I've seen the VIP mode. Again, I've said this multiple times on stream. It looks cool. VIP mode looks cool, I'm sure it's fun, but it's just not appropriate for TF2. Valve very intentionally omitted their own VIP mode and replaced it with Payload, right? Payload is what VIP originally was supposed to be, right? Sorry, I got that backwards. VIP was what Payload was originally supposed to be. But because there are some fundamental flaws with the VIP game mode, the primary one being, if the player sucks at the game and they get the VIP power-up or whatever it is, or if they get the role of the VIP, you're just not going to win. So making the objective independent of player skill was the perfect solution for VIP. And then instead of acknowledging that in any capacity, they just give the VIP a gun and go, okay, now he can actually do something. But even then, if the player sucks, then you're fucked. You're never going to win. And because the VIP has a gun and is more interactive, people are going to be hoarding the power-up over and over again, and they're going to be afraid to push forward because they don't want to lose it. Because they made the VIP fun. And then people won't want to lose it. They're going to want to keep playing as the VIP because it's fun and different and unique. And then that defeats the entire purpose of the game mode, and which is why having an objective that is independent of player skill that people don't want to hold on to because it's fun, that's why we have Payload. And that's why VIP is not appropriate for the base game. So, again, it's cool. You can keep it in community servers. It's popular in community servers. It just should not be in the base game. It's not. It's a flawed game mode, plain and simple. VIP is either very fun as Spy or a fucking slog if you get stuck in a choke and you get rolled. See, like, that's something else too. They had to introduce custom balancing. If you have to introduce custom balancing for classes and weapons in order to facilitate your new game mode, that's already a pretty big warning sign that it should not be in the base game. Because people go into VIP with the expectation like, oh, I should just be able to backstab the big motherfucker and kill him, but no, backstabs don't insta-kill him. Like, that's already a major custom balance change that throws a wrench into things and fucks with players' heads. If you have to do that for your game mode, probably should not be in Team Fortress 2. No, you can backstab the VIP, but it won't kill him instantly. Yeah, the payload card doesn't get lost on the map. The payload card doesn't have to get good at the game in order to win with the objective, right? Because again, a payload card or a control point, what have you, interacting with that objective is completely independent of player skill. All you have to do is be close to it. Simply being nearby earns you progress. You can be a person with 2 hours in the game or 2,000 hours in the game, and you're gonna be interacting with the objective in the exact same way, just by touching it, right? VIP, however, a 2-hour player and a 2,000-hour player are going to result in completely different experiences, completely different outcomes. Which is why it's not a good game mode for TF2. Again, perfectly fine for community servers. You want to play it there, that's great, but it should not be in the base game. Yeah, so it's fun for community servers where the player skill is generally higher, yes, because typically more experienced players enter community servers. But as soon as you throw that into casual mode, it's gonna fucking suck because a lot of the newest, the freshest of installs play in casual mode. So when they dive into VIP, you're gonna have a guy with 30 minutes in the game who just installed bumbling around the map, and you're gonna fucking lose. You're gonna fucking lose every single time. Because again, the objective is controlled and dependent on player skill. It will, versus Saxton Hale suffers from the exact same problem. And that's why it should not have been put in the game, because if a brand new player gets Saxton Hale, they're guaranteed to fucking lose. And that sucks. And he'll lose very quickly, and that's no fun for anybody. He's gonna get caught in a corner and die. And the reason why Capture the Flag works so well is because when the player dies, another player can pick up the flag and keep going. The progress isn't completely reset. So even a shitty player can pick up the flag, make a little bit of progress, and die, but then someone else with higher skill can come in and can continue. Whereas if a brand new player gets the VIP power-up, you're locked in to that player's skill. And if they suck, good luck. Good fucking luck. No, yeah, see, Capture the Flag feels like an actual team effort, and the bad players don't drag the whole team down as much. No, yeah, exactly, you're exactly right. 100%. Pre-recorded? No, trust me, it's not. I'll prove it to you right now. My camera's not on. Privacy filter. Take that off. I could have been naked behind that, you wouldn't have known. Hardly disagree on versus Saxonale. I find completely new players decimating the lobby as Hale because of the 9 grillion ways the dev overbuffed Hale at so aids. I mean, sure, also to that effect, but I mean, the problem still stands where it's dependent on player skill. Problem still stands. God, my hair looks like shit today. What did I do? God. It's hot as fuck. It's also humid as fuck. So my hair is flat. There's nothing. All of the volume is gone, unfortunately. So I don't know what to do. It's just gonna look like shit today. So I already took a look at the other cosmetic collections a few streams ago. That VOD is still there. Today I'm only looking at the Warpaints. I'm only looking at the Warpaints, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on each one because there are 71. 71! Like, wasn't the purpose of having this offshore project to have a whole bunch of submissions and then curate the best ones and put them into a hypothetical update? Wasn't that the idea? At least I thought that was the idea. Instead, they've done a massive content dump. There's so many, and so many that just do the exact same thing. Like so many that approach the exact same concept and attempt the exact same concept, but then they just they didn't filter out the ones that are worse. And they did the same thing with the cosmetics. I looked at those on stream too, where you saw a whole bunch of repeats of the exact same concepts, the exact same ideas, made by different people, but they just threw everything into one big collection. Just throw everything as much as possible and see what sticks. See, like, I don't think this was the original intention of this project. Like, the original idea behind this project, from what I've seen, from what I've gleaned, and I talked about this last time I looked at I looked at offshore items, is that this was really meant to be something like Tropic Crisis, where originally it was meant to be more of a closed-off, selective group of people working on a hypothetical update and then releasing everything at the same time. But then, over a few months, they changed the approach where, okay, now it's just gonna be like an overarching theme that anyone can make content for, and then they would curate things down into a hypothetical update. But then, like I spoke about last time, not last stream, but last time about offshore, some of their project leads, or one of their project leads, the guy who was in charge of doing their website building, left the project. And so now it seems like this is their final option, where, now we just have to toss a bunch of items together. And $100 from Jacob Manning. Why? Holy shit, dude, that is very generous of you, thank you. I had an idea for trimming down the map pool in the curator. Would we be able to get rid of the reskins of the other popular maps with minimal changes to maps and have place a seasonal pyrovision for those who want the types of maps and can still have it? The general idea of thinning down the map pool, I think most people can agree that's a good idea. That's something that just needs to happen. Like, TF2 was not made to have 112 maps. That's how many maps we have right now in just the vanilla active rotation. You fire up the game right now, outside of Scream Fortress or Smithsmiths, there are 112 fucking maps in this game. And sometime the next couple of months, we're gonna get 10 more, because the summer update's right around the corner. So get ready for that. But I think when it comes to the map reskins, like the map reskins, though, all of those get dumped into the game for, you know, for Halloween. And in a way, you have a pyrovision filter of sorts where it's just in the Halloween game mode, and the only reason why people play on them is so they can get their contracts done. The Smithsmiths ones are different, where you have some reskins that just make no fucking... Like, why do I need a snowy reskin of fucking Double Cross, where it plays almost exactly the same, except it has ice physics? That sucks. I'm just gonna play normal Double Cross. There's so many maps that just don't need to be in this fucking game. And there are so many terrible maps that don't need to be in this fucking game, right? That's the upsetting thing to me. So. Ideally, what Valve should do, like, there's two answers to this, right? There's a couple of answers that that one could give for what Valve should do to reduce the number of maps in the game, right? So my preference, my wonderful simple idea, if you must know, is I fully believe that Valve should just permanently cull most of the maps they've added after 2016, because the overwhelming majority of them are fucking terrible and should have never been put in TF2. That's just the easiest thing to do, but Valve can't do that because, one, that fucks with monetization because people got paid for those maps, and all the map stamps still exist in TF2, so they can't do that, and it would make people upset that they removed content, and for some reason, someone might genuinely enjoy Embargo or Bread Space. So we can't anger that 2% of the player base that would actually miss these maps. So you can't do that. So ideally, what Valve should do is implement something that resembles a map rotation like we see in Counter-Strike, but then that carries flaws as well, where now we would be dependent on Valve to curate lists of maps for us, and I really don't trust Valve to do that, because there are so many classic maps in the game that have been here for over a decade that people genuinely love, and then for some reason, Valve could be like, yeah, we're gonna remove Thunder Mountain, we're gonna remove Viaduct for a little while. It's like, no, a lot of people like those maps, don't do that. You know, like that luxury really only works for Counter-Strike, for Counter-Strike, where the number of maps in-game is very low, and they keep the most popular ones in-game all the time. It doesn't work that easily with TF2. So, in my eyes, just remove a fuckload of maps we don't need. That's really it. Remove a fuckload of maps we don't need. A map rotation would only be a half solution. And also just stop adding maps. We don't need more. We already have too fucking many of them. Stop it. No more. Seriously, no more fucking maps. Like, if Valve kept up with what they had done through 2014 and only adding one map for Scream Fortress, right? One map for Scream Fortress, and then maybe 4 or 5 normal maps a year instead of 30 maps in total a year, we'd be in a much better position, but they didn't. Sucks. It sucks. Almost like community servers have map rotations. I mean, yeah, of course. Community servers that run every single map in the game only play about 30 of them consistently. And that's being generous, right? Very rarely will you see shittier maps, more modern maps being played. No one fucking plays Bread Space. Bread Space sucks. No one plays fucking Embargo. Embargo sucks. Like, these are maps that just should have not been put in the game. They're horrible. And if you juxtapose Embargo or Bread Space next to fucking Gold Rush or Thunder Mountain or Badwater or Upward, fuck, they're not gonna touch Bread Space or Embargo. Fuck that shit. We want to play on the good maps. Fuck those. So, I hope that long-winded answer was satisfactory for the $100 donation. Again, I very much appreciate that. You are far too kind, and you all spoil me. I don't know why you do it, but you do, and I can't thank you enough. Odyssey sucks. I hate Odyssey, I hate Phoenix, they're just Overwatch maps that got thrown in TF2. I fucking hate it. I don't like them. I think they play like shit, I think they look like shit, they have no business being in TF2. They should not have been put in the game. Harp, however, is beautiful, because Harp came from like 2009, 2010, so that map was made back when, like, it was the expectation to make a TF2 map look like a TF2 map, and it plays great. Is Whatville better than Bread Space? No. I think, like, if you're gonna pick objectively the worst map in the game that should be removed immediately, it is Whatville. But because it's been memed so much, people would be upset to see it go. It's like people go onto Whatville and go, look, it's Whatville! And then they get their shit pushed in by the 7 snipers on Red Team, and then they fuck off. Because it's like, oh yeah, I remember why this map sucks now, and they don't touch it again. Harp Final is terrible. Listen, man, I love the meat grinder. I yearn for the meat grinder. Maps like Dust Bowl, maps like Hoodoo, I yearn for the meat grinder. And Harp is a quintessential meat grinder map. It is so fucking fun. This constant waves of pushing in and getting pushed out, it just, it scratches the perfect TF2 itch for me. Oh, it's so good. Reminds me of the earlier days of the game when most maps behaved that way before they all started becoming way too open and way too big. Can I accept keys on the payment to the Discord Patreon server? Sure, I guess. I don't see why not. I don't want to make that, I'd rather not say that, generally not. I don't want, like, 50 people throwing keys at me to get in my Discord. I would prefer people go through Patreon, but I'll make an exception this one time. Because I don't want to have to manage a fuckload of trades to permit people entry into my Discord, so I think my browser just crashed. Awesome. Anyway. Shall we begin? Shall we start grinding through? How do I get to the... I don't want top chat, I want live messages. See if that fixes the issue. There we go. Shall we begin? Dance for me, monkey man, dance! We want to be entertained! You must understand, we need your monkey to dance for us. Look at these Warpaint. We need to be entertained on stream, otherwise we get bored. I need to be shown all these Warpaints lest I have bad time. Move on, you fucking ape, dance for me. We pay good money for you to entertain us on stream. I considered setting up a subscribe star as an alternative for people who don't like Patreon. It's more for me to manage. It's not the worst idea. Maybe I could do that, but it seems like most people are okay with Patreon. So, I'll consider it. I'll think about it, but no guarantees. No guarantees. Shall we continue then? Let's begin. Let's start by, I'm not gonna spend an extensive amount of time on these. I've already seen quite a few of these in workshop streams. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. So I won't spend too much time on each one, but let's just dive in. Let's begin. Start opening tabs here. It's a little much, wouldn't you say? I think it's a little much. It's a little bright. I think they could have done something to tone it down. You could have kept the primary wavy texture. You could have kept the primary wavy texture that has the more muted orange, and then as your secondary and your tertiary, you could have used a darker gray or a darker color to balance things out, because this is, whoa, that is a flashbang of orange if I've ever seen one. It also needs something. It's a little too smooth, so if you could keep the primary, like the primary texture looks like it's been hand drawn, right? But then these two are just like flat metallic textures because you have the shine on there. Could have done a little something to give it some more texture, but it's really bright and a little too noisy. I don't think it's a good idea to have a big bright orange flashbang item. At least it kind of plays neutral. It works well enough for blue team, but you could have also done a team color variant where it's, you know, more yellow in color, and then red team could be more orange in color. That works enough. So, not the worst I've seen. I've seen this one before. Genuinely like this one. Really cool concept. They go from, you know, it's meant to be a ship where over time it oxidizes and gets algae on it with wear, like it's been marooned on a shoreline. The only thing I don't like about this one, I remember now, is that they have a gradient texture here. This one here, this painted metal texture that applies onto the primary metal texture, where you can get versions that are green, you know, so you can get green metal, like here, and here like blues and greens. I think that looks pretty bad. I think they just should have stuck with gray. If that was kept as dark gray, this would have been a 10 out of 10, but I just do not like the green metal on this. I think it should have just been dark gray and that would have been fine. Icebreaker. I don't think I've seen this one. I'm a sucker for tread plate. I think tread plate is not used enough on TF2 skins because it just tends to look really good. The scaling is a little off, but that's also because you're at the mercy of the sizes of different weapon models, so the scaling is gonna be a little screwy. It's decent. I don't know if I like the sticker though. Is this meant to be like referencing something? I don't know what the 42 stands for. I don't know what this is. I'm not sure what this is meant to be, but I think the colors are pretty good. I think the blue should be taken like on your color wheel, slide it a little more towards the green, so it's a little bit more blue and not so purple. It's almost purplish, and then maybe desaturate it a tad. But beyond that, it's you know, it's not bad. It's not a bad skin. It's good. It's acceptable. Sea Shroud. We have another attempt at what's it called? Oh God, what's that Higgly Piggly boat camo texture called? I'm not gonna look at chat. I'm gonna remember it. What's it called? What the fuck is it called? I can't remember. What's it called? Dazzle. Jesus, why I can never. My recollection is failing as I get older. Dazzle is the name. Yeah, another attempt at Dazzle. This one's decent. The hard lines are a little gross because it looks like you have a big seam cutting across the weapon. I feel like you could have organized the individual polygons a bit better so you don't get like big long lines cutting across your weapon model, so it falls short there. The colors are good. The scaling on the camo texture is good, but it's just, I think you could have organized these patches a little bit better so you don't have big lines cutting across it. So it's a bit more of a seamless flowing pattern and not so hard. It's decent. I saw this one. My main criticism is the red water, where it just looks like meat. It looks like a slice of deli meat. So, I think that's pretty shit. The blue is decent, but I also don't like this water texture, and I showed, I think a good idea for a water texture in game is look at the water texture on the Aquamarine rocket launcher. That's pretty decent. Oh, wrong tab. I'll just pull it up here. I can't type. The water texture on this skin is, it's pretty decent, right? You have a decent wavy, noisy texture here, where you don't have a lot of like the big lines and ripples moving through. The big lines and ripples moving through the texture just do not look very good at all. It looks fleshy, it looks a little too organic, and really organic textures just do not look good in TF2. In a game that has very simple textures with noise introduced in the painterly style and very minor flaws and imperfections, that's generally when textures look the best. When you have organic lines and things like the kind of wavy patterns like this that are disorganized and noisy, because it's like a noise filter you can generate in Photoshop to get this kind of a texture. It's very easy to do, so it falls short. Blue color's fine, meat water doesn't look very good, and the texture is just kind of noisy. Not very good. Wish someone used black sand as a concept. That'd be cool. I think that'd be cool. Didn't see anyone doing full red version yet, and everyone was doing orange, weird colors so far. Worst case, I'm going to be an example for others if red works or not. I just don't think red water does not look good. I think if you're going to do it, you could have done a what'd you do? I don't know. I think yellow is your best bet, like a water, but then that's just piss. So that's a problem. If you're doing a water-themed Warpaint, the Aquamarine handles it pretty well, because this is a very washed out, muted green, so it plays kind of neutral on both red and blue team. But if you have blue water, the opposite is like, okay, what? Piss? Orange? It's just, it doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. Minesweeper. Okay, so I'm assuming it's meant to reference a, I'm assuming it's like another boat. It's another boat Warpaint that, you know, sweeps for mines, the underwater mines, maybe. I don't know for sure. Looks like it. Or it's meant to be a mine. and it rusts with higher wear, and oil splatters too. I like that. I like they have the I like oil or different colored blood splatters are not utilized enough. They tend to look really good. So this is sick. I think the white texture is good. They handle that pretty well. It's not super bright. It's almost there, but it's decent. The rust wear is also handled pretty well, in my opinion. It's pretty good. It's good. I wish there was orientation lock on the metal texture. Maybe they ask for that. Doesn't seem like it. If they could ask for orientation lock on the metal plates, that would make it a little less noisy at higher wear. Because if you have the random orientation of the metal plates with all the scratches and also all the wear, it could be a little bit noisy. But this is pretty decent when it comes. Like, a lot of rust wares tend to not make their brown red enough, so it ends up looking like it was dipped in sewage. This almost is too. It's not quite red enough, but it's almost there, so it's okay, decent. Maki machined. Did I look at this one? I don't remember if I did. I don't think I did. Is this using? Yeah, it's only using. Only a certain select number of weapons can be used with this Warpaint. Okay, so and there's the list right there. So they only did a handful. So this one's never gonna be put in the game because Valve doesn't add Warpaints that don't have all 44 selectable options. 43, sorry. So, but this is awesome. This is actually really well made. The custom UV mapping on this is really well done. This is really good. This is a really slick skin. Holy shit, that sticky bomb launcher. God damn, man, this is awesome. I think this is the best one we've seen so far. This is really good. Seaborn Servitor, another Eamon Warpaint. See, I feel like this one could have served to have been oil wear instead of blood, because this one feels like, you know, it's a metallic texture. You know, metallic texture, it feels like it could have been like a warship or something. I think oil wear would have been nice on this one too, because the red contrasts a little bit too vibrantly. But this is still decent otherwise. Still pretty good. The colors are good, the camo texture is good, I like the sticker, this is just really solid. Solid like commando grade, I like it. Checkmate Challenger, here we go. Does this have orientation lock? I think they probably want it. They don't specify that they do. I hope they do, because if you don't have orientation lock on a checkered pattern that looks like raw ass, I really hope they do. Another pretty solid Warpaint. Colors are really good, texture's really good, very reminiscent of the Gentleman's Collection, solid. I like it. Hey Joey, am I excited for the TF2 update, and will we see anything truly new besides the usual maps and cosmetics? Probably not, no. I think we're gonna see the same old status quo content dump that we've been receiving since 2018. Nothing new. Ideally, we'll see other things, but it's just not gonna happen, man. So, slight detour. Now that Valve has unmuted free-to-plays and has shown us that they're willing to walk back some of the mistakes they made with this game, half of me now kind of anticipates Valve doing something with casual mode in order to fix it. I don't know what that would be, but part of me almost expects that Valve might actually do something to work on casual mode very soon. Again, I don't know what that's going to be. And I don't know if what they do is going to be genuinely helpful or beneficial, but I think they might start looking at it. They might start looking at it because it's just not that much work to improve it. It's really not. Keep hearing about this mobster game mode in the workshop. It looks really cool. I hope they just copy and paste it in. I don't think it's a good idea. We talked about it earlier, but I don't think that VIP game mode is appropriate for Team Fortress 2. It's not. What's new in TF2? Nothing new specifically in the game yet. The summer update's coming around, so we are looking at a whole bunch of content that could potentially be selected by Valve and put in the game. And so that's what we're looking at right now, is a whole bunch of skins and what have you that Valve could select and put into a case for people to gamble with. But none of this is in game yet. We're just looking at stuff that could be put in the game. We don't know. And I'm giving my fast thoughts because there's a shitload of these. And I have other stuff planned today, so I don't want to spend too much time going through 70 fucking Warpaints. But this one's good. I like the colors. I hope they ask for orientation lock on the checkered pattern, because if they don't, then that just looks really bad when it's off-centered like that. God. Ask for orientation lock. I really hope they do. I guess that's something else, man. It's like, I feel like when they could have curated these collections a lot better, but they instead just threw a whole bunch in. It's like they could have picked one Warpaint from each creator instead of 3 from one guy. I don't know. It's just a shame they didn't curate these things down more. Blackwater Buccaneer, probably the weakest from Eamon so far out of the 3. You have the Damascus texture, which is decent. The scaling on it is a little small. It should be scaled up a little bit because it's a little bit noisy. Yeah, especially on smaller weapon models, it's pretty noisy. Not so bad on... And even on the Sticky Bomb launcher, it's just not scaled up enough. I would have liked to have seen that scaled up more. It's not a major detail on most of them, but it would have benefited from being scaled up a little bit. How many hats are there in TF2? There's over, like, 1,700 cosmetics in TF2. So there's a lot of things that people could send you. Fair warning. How would I react if they put VIP game mode in, but instead of the fat mobster guy, it's just the TF2 render of me? Oh god, that would be, I don't think I'd be okay with that. I'd be scared. Sorry, nearly 1,900 hats or cosmetics in TF2. Yeah, 1,900. Yeah. I don't think I'd be comfortable with my likeness inside of TF2 in any capacity. I think I'd be very uncomfortable with that. I don't like the idea. Sea Hedgehog. Another mine Warpaint. The era of the sticker Warpaint has passed. I think a lot of people don't like these anymore, where you just have a random gridded sticker slapped all over the gun. People historically don't like these at all. I feel like if you had just removed the repeating sticker pattern and had just made a sticker of the mine, then that would have been better than a repeating texture. Also cuts down on the noise, and having like a gridded sticker on top of a water noise texture. Like this one handles the water a lot better. See, this one made it kind of like oily water, like dark bloody brown. That's a lot better than just straight up red. Right? Just straight up red doesn't look good, but he went for like oil, like oil spill brown or murky brown. That looks a lot better. So that's probably the best handle of red water that I've seen so far on any Warpaint, so that's nice for it. Guys, I don't want to be in TF2. I don't want to be the fucking VIP. Please, someone might just go out of their way and do that, and that scares me. Like I don't want to be in the game. That's not my MO here. I don't want it. Keep me out. I don't want to be in the fucking game. I don't want people, like, playing me. And that opens the doors for other shit, too. I don't like it. No. No. No fucking Zrinch either. We're not doing that. No. Like, people have made joke Warpaints with my face on them already, and that's all fine and good, but don't put me in the game. No, I hate it. I don't like the idea. Stop it. Like an Easter egg or something, fine, but I don't want a playable model of me. People would do horrible shit with that, right? Because they could just decompile the map and take the model of me out of it, and then do Lord knows what horrific shit with it. I just don't want that to happen. I don't like it. Why can't the TF2 workshop work like other Steam workshops? Why should we rely on a third-party modding site to get mods in the game? Money. Really just money. And also, I mean, all of these people could upload all of their stuff onto third-party sites, right? But they just don't do that because the primary goal here is to make money. So, yeah. I mean, you can subscribe to maps on the workshop and then go play them on your own server. At least we have that feature. But when it comes to skins or hats or what have you, there's no real way to mod them into the game unless they make an entirely separate functionality for that. Like, they have to replace an existing hat. I think it's usually having to replace an existing hat in order to mod a cosmetic into the game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what's needed. I might be wrong on that, because any hat mod that I've personally used replaces an existing hat, and so then that wouldn't fly for Valve to have it hosted on the workshop, because they're not making money off of it. Why would they let players change what their hats look like through their own platform when they can just sell you more that look different? So. Listen, Dreamy, personally, before you showed up in my stream the first time, I did not know who you were at all. I still kind of don't, no offense, but I think a lot of people, it seems like a lot of people here know you more than I know you, so. No, we're not putting my fucking OC in the game either. We're not doing that either. Stop it. Moving on. Splitting ship. So another ship-themed Warpaint. We need orientation lock on these, please, God. The random orientation sucks. Please tell me you ask for it. They don't ask for it. Oh God, we need that on these kinds of skins, man. This is messy. I think you could have done without the wood. You didn't need the wood texture. Because if you have the wood and the white metal and the black and the team color, it makes for a pretty messy composition. So, remove one of the four. Remove one of the three textures and replace it with something else that meshes with the other ones a bit better. Or you could have made the wood darker. I think the wood's also just too bright. If you had made that like a darker mahogany brown or just a darker oak brown, that could have been better. But I think the wood's also just too bright. That could be the issue. But it's reasonably clean. I would really love orientation lock on this, because the random orientation of the metal plates just looks really bad, juxtaposed against the random orientation of the wood pattern as well. The colors are good. I just think the wood sticks out in the worst way, man. It's just not. It needs to be darker. The wood needs to be darker. Or maybe don't use black. Maybe use light gray instead. Just something. It's kind of it's not a good. Oh God. This one sucks. That's just coral stickers. Yeah. I'm thinking no. I'm thinking this one's not gonna be a fan favorite. Like a fun Hawaiian shirt on your gun. I don't think I've ever seen a coral. I don't think I've ever seen a coral. How is there a coral emoji? There's an emoji for everything. I know that, but how is there fucking coral? Seriously? Fucking coral emoji. That blows my mind. I don't know. I'm not thrilled. I'm not enthused. I'm not enthused by this one. I'm not wild about it. It reminds me of the croc dusted Warpaint. It's basically just that, but with coral instead of crocodiles. I don't like the color composition. It's messy. I'm not a fan. Let's see. Let's quickly keep going here. Open some more. That'll be good. Ship box. So shipping container. Just a shipping container Warpaint. Pretty sleek. I'm assuming this is just on the black box. Looks like it. Yep, it's just a black box. Cool. It's cool. Valve never adds skins like these, unfortunately. But this is pretty slick. It's a cool idea. I like it. It's a shame Valve doesn't add unique UV textured skins anymore. They only use the Warpaint system, so that's a bummer. Shame. It's wasted. It honestly is wasted, right? Because this is something Valve could put in the game. They just never will because they're fucking lazy. So that sucks. And then we have fuel supply, which is the alternate, which is just the grenade launcher. So it's fuel canisters, and the individual barrels are the fuel canisters. So that's actually it's cool. This is cute. I like this. This is really well made. I like these a lot. So again, unfortunately, Valve will never add these. So unfortunate. They're really cool skins though. I've seen this one before. I know I've seen this one before. Was this re-uploaded? Or did I see this one on stream before? I don't remember. I know I've looked at this one on stream. I don't like the sticker. I think the sticker is too bright and does not contrast well with the camo texture at all. I feel like he could have done black anchors. If he had done black anchors with the gold TF logo, with the black inlay, that would have been a lot better. But the yellow gold anchors really do not look good on this. It's a bright color against a bright camo pattern. You don't have enough contrast. Dark gray anchors would have been a lot better. So, dark gray anchors would have been a lot better. But I also like the stripe tip. The stripe tip's a nice detail. Other than the sticker, this is a really, really good Warpaint. Seriously, other than the sticker, this is really good. Even as is, I would not mind seeing it in game. Deep deposits. So, Briggs rigs, kind of referencing the signage in TF2. Oil rig Warpaint. That's pretty slick. Do we have higher wear? Higher wear? We got the oil slick on high. Hey, look at that. Okay, is that actually part of the Warpaint? Dude, that's actually really fucking cool. Okay, so you see what they did here? You know how oil slick has that that rainbow iridescent look to it when the light is shining on it? It looks like they managed to get that into the texture. So when the light hits it, it has that iridescence to it. That's pretty fucking cool. That's hard to do. I remember someone, I'm not gonna name names, someone who's in my Discord was trying to get this working on a Warpaint. I don't know if this is the exact same process. If it is, that's awesome and they got it working. But would Valve add this? I don't know. I'm not sure. But this is pretty fucking cool. Like if this actually works as advertised and works in game with no issues, that's pretty fucking cool. Or even if it's not like a custom reflection or lighting effect and it's just somehow they worked that into the texture itself and it just reveals itself with more wear, that still looks really cool. Like that still looks cool. It works? Okay, Fantac says it works and he's the Warpaint guy, so there you go. That's pretty fucking cool. Very random and out of nowhere, but I watched one of your VODs from a couple years ago when you started talking about hair growth treatment you were talking about, but you never mentioned what it was. Yeah, I'm using the minoxidil foam. Minoxidil, I'll type in chat. Minoxidil. I think it's how you spell it. That's what I'm using, and it works for me. My hair's growing back, my hairline is largely preserved for now. It made my hair thicker, so if you're losing your hair, if your hair is thinning, then that works for me. I'm not taking finasteride because that fucks with your hormone levels and has horrible side effects. Not taking it. Minoxidil, I've had 0 side effects because it's just topical. You put it on your skin, and like the worst you can get for it is, you know, you might have like an irritation reaction, but it's a topical foam. It's not a pill. It's not an injection, and it works for me. So. Sponsored. I'm not even sponsored. It's a chemical, right? And there's different brands. The most common brand is what's it called? Rogaine. That's right. Rogaine is a very common brand of minoxidil that you can buy over the counter inside of a store. So I recommend it. So when it comes to regrowing hair, once the follicle is dead, it's a lot harder to bring it back without hormone treatment, and that's what I've read. I don't know, and I'm not an expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But the minoxidil foam helps areas on your scalp that still have some hair and kind of reawakens that. But if your hairline's already receded to like the top of your head, the foam isn't gonna do much. You're gonna have to use something stronger. From what I've seen, like if it's already bald and there's nothing left, then it's gonna be harder. No, I didn't lose my hair initially with minoxidil. I know some people do. Some people, when they start using it, they lose a little bit of hair and then it grows back stronger. But that didn't happen to me, or at least I didn't notice it. There was no significant difference for me with it, so it works great for me. But one downside is basically you have to use it for the rest of your life. You have to use it for the rest of your life. Otherwise, the moment you stop using it, you just lose all your hair again. So, and thankfully the shit's really cheap. It's like, for me, it's about $10 a month. It's like 10 bucks a can, and one can lasts me about a month. So it's cheap it's a worthy cost in order to keep my hair for a little bit longer before I turn 40. So $10 a month for a can of that shit, it's great. Works for me. Why do I care? Because I don't want to be bald. I don't want to be bald at 30. I'll be okay being bald at like 40. That's fine with me, but I'm fucking 30 years old. I'm single. Generally, chicks don't like bald young guys. Bald, like, if you're bald, that's associated with being older. Like, I still want to attract a member of the opposite sex, and having hair is a really big factor. So, I'm gonna keep using it, alright? I'm gonna keep using it. I'm not shaving my fucking head. I think I saw this one too. Oh, buoy instead of oh boy. They got like a chain link fence. Chain link fence, it looks like, or like net, or like sorry, the netting on a buoy, I guess. It's okay. The colors are fine, but I don't like the netting. I feel like they could have used all of the same color on the individual strings instead of having 3 different shades of gray. They could have used all the same light gray for the netting and then kept the rivet, because this looks a little too noisy and adds an element of depth to it that looks kind of strange for a TF2 texture. Beyond that, the colors are pretty good. It's almost plastic a little bit, but it's decent. I just don't like the net texture. I got harassed by an aftercare saleswoman the other day. What's aftercare? Can someone elaborate as to what that is for me? What is aftercare? I'm gonna Google what aftercare means. Aftercare. Care of a patient after a stay in a hospital or of a person on release from prison. So you got released from prison? Damn, son. What were you in for? Damn, you got released from prison. I'm so sorry to hear. How long was your incarceration? How long was your incarceration? He was in for being bald. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. 10 years in the joint for being bald. Yeah, congrats on your freedom. Totally true. Mandated. Again, I feel like I've seen all of these, or some version of this. It's solid. It's solid enough. I feel like the textures are all a bit samey. If they all use the same kind of noise on them, the same kind of grain and grit, maybe one of these textures would have benefited from being just smooth in order to kind of break it up and not make the whole weapon look like it's got a bunch of noise on it. But that minor nitpick aside, it's alright. It's alright. I feel like you could have swapped the tan and the green, maybe. I don't know if you wanted the green being the primary in-your-face color here. I don't know. It might warrant a little bit of experimentation, but even with the tan as the small 4th detail texture, it's still pretty good. It's decent. It's polished. It's good. Yeah, I think making the gray a smoother metal would have been a good idea. Yeah. So I think that's the smart thing to do. Yeah, the tan on the grips is, yeah, pretty good. All the textures are good, the colors are good, so. Cargo shipped. Okay, yeah, so like, kind of like another shipping container or cargo boat theme. It's decent. Do we know what it looks like with higher wear? Would have liked to have seen higher wear on this one. No idea what it looks like when it's scuffed up. That's very important. Very important thing to do with your Warpaint showcase. With your Warpaint showcases, please show us what it looks like in anything other than factory new as well. Very important when you want to sell something. Very important. Decent. Stickers fine. Colors are good. This one without orientation lock is okay because the other textures are smooth, so it gets away with it. It's all right. Life insurer. So we have a life ring Warpaint, or like a lifeguard one, lifeguard shorts, whatever you want to call it. Textures are good. Textures are good. I like the little details they got going. Like the details of the cloth. That's decent. Is this one orientation locked? I hope it is. It doesn't seem like it is. This one really should be orientation locked. I hope so. Is Poltergeist orientation locked? I can't remember. If it is, good. Then this is fine. It looks like it's orientation locked. It should be for this kind of a stripe pattern. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. I actually quite like this one. I like the little extra details of the folds on the cloth. They're not quite TF2. This level of detail, it sticks out a little bit, but I'm willing to be lenient with this one because it's not like really in your face like a photorealistic texture. It's good. I think it's nice. The text will appear in random spots sometimes. Oh, that's unfortunate. I wish it was a texture. Or I wish it was a sticker. If this one had been a sticker where it was fixed, you know, a fixed location of the sticker, then I would have preferred that. Instead of them doing what looks like finding an ideal seed until the text shows up at an ideal spot. Yeah, could have benefited from a lifeguard sticker somewhere, but still nice. I like it. It's decent. Weapon. This is a very interesting combination of colors. So gold, gray, and then team color. Or is it just red? Or is it also blue? No, it's also blue. I don't know, I kind of like it. It's, the sticker kind of sucks, but everything else about it's pretty, it's a daring color combination. It is. It's a very daring color combination, and dare I say, that's actually kind of good. That's actually, I don't know, I don't think the red is bad. I think leaning into the brass or the copper, it works. I like that a lot. I don't think it needs the sticker, or if you have the sticker, bump the saturation on it a little bit because it does not contrast very well with the textures you have on here. It's very flat and very muted. I think maybe if the background was black, so the text pops out a bit better, and the anchor pops out a bit better, that would have been nicer, because like you can barely see it here. See how it blends in together? You can barely see what the sticker is saying. So a darker background texture on these, again, probably black would have been a better idea. But beyond that, I actually like this one a lot. I really do. It's slick. It's slick, it's sleek. I appreciate the daring choice to have the primary color here being this vibrant gold copper. I dig it. I'm gonna favorite this one. This is good. Nicely done. I'm a fan. Just fix up the sticker. Okay, this one sucks. Bioluminescent. This is not good. I'm sorry. Water texture's fairly mediocre. It's, you know, you're trying to get the fluorescent the fluorescent, you know, bioluminescent color on here against a really, really dark black. Conceptually, probably not a good idea for anything in TF2 simply by nature of the colors you're gonna have to work with. Just not appropriate for the game, given the level of saturation. You made something that looks flashy, but it's not appropriate for TF2. How is this offshore? Because it's water. It's water themed, that's why. It's water themed. Salmon. We're mixing fresh water and salt water here. I don't know if, I feel like I'm more peeved by the mixing of fresh water and salt water here. I don't think I like this one. It's a little detailed. If you're doing scales, ideally this should be all of the same shape, a uniform pattern, instead of trying to make it look a little too realistic. It's a bit intense. I think you could have simplified the scale texture and it would have looked a lot better. I like how it looks like camo. That saves it a lot, because, you know, salmon has the natural stripes on their scales. But, they do, right? Let me see what wild salmon. No, I don't want a fucking can. I want to see the fucking fish, Google. Show me the fish! Yeah, the striping on your salmon. It's very faint. This is a bit more evident. So I like that they took the stripes on it and they made it more look like camo. I appreciate that, but I think the scales should have been heavily simplified and all could have been the same uniform shape, because it's a little noisy, it's a little busy. Like how Dragon Slayer does it. The Dragon Slayer Warpaint, that scale texture, that's about as detailed as you want to get. Shipwreck, another wow. Oh, what is that texture? Jesus. Oh my god. Oh. Ugh. Ew. See, that's what I mean by almost photorealistic. It's... yeah, this is conceptually fine, but the texture work is just not appropriate for TF2. It's too detailed, it's too noisy. All of the colors do also blend in with each other a little bit too much. I feel like you could have made the white a little bit brighter, so it contrasts a bit more strongly with the darker gray. That would have saved this one a lot. It's all, they're all too muted. You needed at least one or two of your colors to be a bit more saturated, a bit more brighter, a bit brighter, more brighter, a bit brighter to stand out a bit. So just falls flat. Iron Lung, man, I love promos that are against one of the same texture, so it's fucking impossible to tell what it looks like in game. Brown. Lots and lots of fucking brown. I love brown. Yeah. Despite that, it's fine, I guess. I think beveling your edges to make it look like it has depth, generally not a good idea for a TF2 texture. TF2 mimics the illusion of depth by making everything look painted. This is almost too 3D, if that makes sense. It's the only thing I don't like about it. Beyond that, it's fine. Do we have higher wear on this one? The higher wear is fine. It's alright. Why does Reddit TF2 keep claiming I voted for Trump when you never made any political statements ever? I don't know. Why do people care about my fucking politics? I talk about TF2. Who I vote for in my elections should not fucking matter to you. And if it does, go outside. Make some friends. That just, I don't get it. Why do people fucking care? Coral Reefs. Coral Reefs. I don't like it. Sticker Bomb. Sticker Bomb Warpaint with a bunch of random shit. I'll give them credit in that the colors are pretty good, but I mean, you can tell they did the artwork themselves. They did the art themselves. They did the hand drawing. It's cute enough. It's just, I don't know. The Sticker Bomb Warpaints are generally not that good in TF2. I'm sorry. I feel like you could redo this, but you could take the art that you drew and then turn that into a specific sticker element, and then have that be a detail on the gun. That could work, and then you could keep the spotty noise, you know, kind of like the grains and dust in the water. That could work, and then you could have like a sticker element being a shell or a starfish. That would clean things up a little bit, simplify things a little bit. But yeah, having a whole bunch of random objects all over the gun generally makes for a messy and noisy composition. Like, here's what you could have done. You could have kept all the spots. The spots are fine, and then you could have kept like the lighter, I guess, coral or kelp on here, and then have that be your base, but really, really mute the white to where it almost blends in with the background color, but still just enough contrast where you can kind of see it, and then have a shell or a starfish be a sticker element, and then I think that would have been a better idea. Clever name, Anchor Management. Once again, we have another dazzle. This one handles the dazzle a lot better. Okay, the sticker sucks. I'm sorry, get rid of the sticker. If you just remove the sticker, everything else about this Warpaint is fine. The anchor fucking blows and actually hurts the composition. It sucks. Just get rid of it. If I put my finger over the sticker, this is a really good skin. If I put my finger over the sticker, it's a really good skin. That's it. Otherwise, fantastic Warpaint. No, I think the red and the blue aren't too saturated. I think it's okay. Maybe they could stand to be muted a little bit. Maybe I think the blue's fine. The red, no, even the red's not too bad. It's that fucking sticker, man. That sticker is just oh. Yeah, this one handles the beveling on the edges a little bit better. So you see what they do here? Instead of like beveling the edges to create a semblance of depth, instead what they do is they make a little bit of the paint and kind of chip it away. They just make it a darker color. So it stands out pretty well, and just generally looks, it's pretty good. I like it. Saw this one, not a fan, kind of ugly. This is an example of having your colors be a little. This is too saturated. This is a way too saturated red. The stone texture is fine if you just tone down the red and the blue and didn't make it wavy. Why do you have waves? There's no need for waves. Then that's fine too. Also, another example of red water, which just doesn't look good. If you could have made it more brown so it's dirty water, like the other Warpaint did, that would have been fine, but just... And the bright sand texture, I guess, is fine, but if you get rid of the waves and desaturate the colors, it'd be better. All right. Open a few more of these here. All right, we'll leave it off there. I gotta piss real quick. I'll be right back. Give me like 2 seconds. I drank my tea a little bit too quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. As always, the endless wave of spam is appreciated. Much appreciated. All of you are just too kind. Changing the title of the stream because I realized I didn't name it something specific. That's better. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Woven Wreck. Another netting Warpaint. See, like, the texture work here is just not, it's not of TF2. These look like textures from a completely different game. Just... It sticks out and just does not look like something that belongs in TF2. I'm sorry. The artwork is really well done, the colors are decent, but you just made textures for a completely different game. Just doesn't look very good. I'm sorry. You can simplify the textures, remove some of the details to make it look more appropriate for TF2, but it's just not very good. Oil Barreled, another oil barrel skin. Okay. Alright. Pretty cool. Colors are good. Colors are good. The black might be a little too saturated. Maybe wash it out just a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. Metal texture's good. Oil wear, the oil wear's fucking kick-ass. I love it. Yeah, looks like it's a team-colored Warpaint. You have red and blue. Probably didn't need to do that, but otherwise it's fine. Yeah, it's more kind of like a washed out brownish copper and a more lively copper. That's fine. This is nice. I like it. I like this one a lot. It's kick-ass. I'll take it. I'm a fan. I am not a fan of this one. They handle the red water a little bit better, where it's more of like an abstraction. It looks more like a 70s carpet pattern, lava lamp type deal. That's a little bit better, but it's still way, way too vibrant and way too saturated. I would have, it's like the way you handled this one is pretty good. These are all relatively muted colors, you know, leaning more into neutral territory. I feel like you could have worked in some similar colors here with the blue, like some tans and you know, you worked in some tans and some lighter browns alongside these lighter, less saturated blues. Then I think this would be a lot better, because it looks like sand, right? You have like sand on a shore, that would have been nicer, and it still kind of maintains the 70s aesthetic pattern, which doesn't look too bad in TF2, and it's a simple enough texture where it's not super noisy. But I'm a fan of the red texture, but the blue texture is way too much. Very, very vibrant, and maybe the red could stand to be desaturated a little bit too, but yeah, the blue texture is way too much. Caustic. So, yeah, again, you have like this, again, it's a noise filter that's been generated in Photoshop, and it creates a too realistic water pattern. It just does not look good. It just doesn't look good. Again, did we need to have 10 water-themed war paints in this? I saw this one too. This one also looks like fungus, looks like flesh. Fleshy fungus, and everything's too dark. I talked about this one on stream last time I did a workshop review, I think, and it just doesn't look good. Look how dark it is. You can barely see the details. It's just, oh god. It's a fungus war paint. Sea Captain, another anchor, which doesn't look too bad. Okay, so they do the brighter wear underneath thing, which I appreciate. That looks good on here. It's not like a hyper saturated underlying wear like on, say, Ghoul Blaster, but this that's pretty good. Colors are good, texture work is good, I like the anchor. Oh, they have a random gradient on this. Hey, the gold. Okay, then they actually selected a pretty good range of colors on this. The gold is sleek, going all the way to just flat. See, this is actually pretty good. That's reasonably well made. Pretty good. I like it. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Made by a schizophrenic. I can't advocate for that one. On to the next one. Sailor's Dream. Warpaint. Okay, so we have the pinup model on the side of the gun. I don't know if that's a good idea for a TF2 weapon. I appreciate the idea, but I don't know if it looks very good. I love the metal texture here. This almost feels like TF2 concept art. Feels like TF2 concept art. I like that a lot. I don't know about the sticker though. I don't know about the sticker. The rest of the textures are good, but I don't know about the sticker. I think, you know what, even with the sticker, it's not terrible. It's this one is just okay. It's just okay. Thank you for hearing out my idea. I appreciate all you do for this community. I'll be heading out now. Have a great day. No, thanks, man. I genuinely appreciate the support. You're very kind. You're very kind. Too kind. Yeah, I generally try to avoid supporting content made by people that I know have done horrible things, including criminal activity, or people that have been unnecessarily cruel and mean towards me. It's like, why would I ever give you the benefit of the doubt or waste my time with anything associated with your name? Like, that's just simple as that. Here we go. This is what I mean by handling a scale texture. Here you go. Here. All of the scales are of the same uniform size. This is what you want to go for. Way less noisy, much simpler. That's how you want to do it. That's good. Like it. Love it. Good. Good scale texture. The gold stripes, that's not the worst. I feel like what they could have done is they could have softened the dark gray borders of the scales a little bit, just so it's not so sharp. So it's, you know, it's a bit smoother, it doesn't contrast so harshly, and it'd make it a little bit less noisy. But beyond that, it's you know, it's decent. You know, the colors are good. They didn't go for like a vibrant, bright fish, you know. The wear's interesting. Battle tested. Close enough. Yeah, it's good. It's decent. Bait and Tackled. Here we go. Another fish war paint. Another Aiden original here. I like the previous one more, honestly. I like the previous one more. I see what you're going for here too, like on both of these, you're kind of going for like a camo-esque texture. Yeah, kind of a camo-esque texture. You couldn't really see the hook texture on either of these. Unfortunately, it blends in a little bit. It does add, I guess, a cute, subtle detail, like, oh, you hooked the fish. So, maybe in this instance, it would have been a cuter idea to have that just be a single random element in your primary texture, so you just get lucky and like, oh shit, there's the hook in the side of my gun, instead of that having instead of having that be in a fixed position. Yeah, in this instance, a random single sticker on your texture would have been a cute detail. But even with this, it's fine. It's a cute idea. But yeah, same thing with the scale. The scales here aren't as sharp as the previous one. It looks like they blend in a little bit better. The contrast isn't so harsh. Probably because the colors are darker too. It's not like a darker gray against bright gold and bright gray. You have other dark colors here to kind of even out the composition a little bit. Yeah, both are good. Both are good. If I could own any firearm from World War II, which would I want the most? I'm not really gun savvy. I don't really know World War II guns that well. Isn't a Lugermorph from that era? Like a Lugermorph pistol? I honestly don't know. If a Lugermorph pistol is from that era, I think those look cool. I like those. I think those are neat. Beyond that, I don't know. I don't know much about guns. I just don't. I'm sorry. I own guns. I know what those guns are, and I know how to use them. But that's about it. I'm not a big gun nerd. Oh god, this is really noisy. Yeah. So the previous Warpaint handled this concept a lot better, where with higher wear it revealed the iridescent oil slick instead of it having it be on the entire texture. This is really noisy. Really noisy. Really messy, just, not very good. Anchored. Anchor arms. Anchor arms! With anchor arms! Fucking SpongeBob. Tread plate, I'm a sucker for it. Love how it's executed here. I guess the sticker's okay. Guess the sticker's fine. I fucking love that tread plate texture. Again, if you want to win me over, put tread plate on a Warpaint, and I'll probably rate it highly, because I fucking love tread plate. I think it's such an underutilized asset in TF2. It looks fucking good. I like the colors here. I think he did a stand-up job. Colors are really fucking good. We have a example of wears here. I want to see what your wears look like. Here we go. Okay, so it wears down to rust. See, here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier, where they incorporated enough red into their brown, so it actually looks like, you know, iron oxidation instead of the weapon being dipped in sewage. This is how you want to do rust. That's a rust texture. Yes. So good. I guess the sticker I think is acceptable. I feel like they could have reduced some of the detail in this primary texture, like maybe don't make the chipped paint or the rust as wide, maybe played a little bit closer to the individual panels so it's not so big of a detail. Again, it's a little noisy. Really the only critique I have for this one. But I also like that they didn't make the yellow front and center. Someone said in chat they don't like the yellow. I like it. I like it because they don't have it as the primary texture. They have it as like the secondary or the tertiary, so it's more of a detail than the actual primary big, like, here's the fucking yellow. I think it's good. It is well made. Aquatic presence. So they did seagrass and or kelp. It's not terrible. The black is really saturated. I feel like the black was probably the wrong choice with this one. I think you could have stuck with an overall lighter color composition. Maybe you could have done like a lighter sand color, you know, like a lighter sand color, or maybe incorporate, I don't know. Maybe you could have just stuck with silver all the way through. Stuck with silver. Maybe make that a little bit, No, the brightness on that's fine too. I just think black was the wrong choice. I think another lighter color on this one that's also a neutral color could have been a better choice. Maybe a tan or maybe like a sandy brown. Because like this color's nice too. This lighter washed out green goes well with the kelp. And the kelp, it's bordering on or seaweed kelp. It's a, shungite, really? Oh, they call that brass. Okay. Yeah, the brass is good, the marble's good. I don't know about the black. I feel like you can use the same texture, don't get me wrong. You can use the same texture, but change the color to be maybe a light sandy color. And I think that could have been nicer for the composition, because I think the contrast between the dark black and the brighter green just does not look very good. Scuba diver. Okay, so we have like an old brass scuba diver helmet idea here. Again with the netting, I don't like the netting. The netting just, it's hard to get this to look right. In any instance you see netting or like chain link in TF2, it is just a fence that you can see through, so it's not against another flat color, so it doesn't look so bad. I don't think it's needed for this one, honestly. I think you could have just done like a metal plate on this one too. I know metal plates are overused, but this one would have been a lot better. I just think the crisscross pattern is too noisy. The sticker is I like the metal plate sticker, that looks nice, but I feel like you need to have the text be a lot darker. Make the text a lot darker, you can barely see it. Needs to be darker so it contrasts more strongly. The oxidation on the wear, that's a nice detail, I like that. But yeah, sticker needs more contrast. I guess maybe seeing it in game, it's not too bad. I'm still not sold on it, man. I still don't like the netting. I'm not a fan. You seem to stream often lately. Rent due? Yes, rent is due. Give me your money. Rent is due. Give me your money. Right now. Here's my e-begging arc. I'm e-begging right now. My rent is due. Pay my fucking bills. No, it's fucking Sunday. I'm streaming. Relax. God forbid I stream more. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the crisscross pattern. Seagull swindled. Okay, so it looks like they repurposed the macaw mask texture? Yeah, they did. They repurposed the macaw mask texture, which is fine. Macaw mask is a little the power of the ask, thank you. It's fine to reuse textures and change colors. I think that's okay. I don't like the eye. I think the eyeball is a little weird. I don't think you need the eyeball. It's kind of a weird and almost ugly detail. I like the feathers though. The color of the feathers is great. The yellowish orange for the beak is nice. Yeah, you didn't need the eyeball on this one. And the wear, instead of blood, you get like a bird that unfortunately succumbed to an oil spill. Yeah. It's cool. I like it. It's good. I just don't think you need the eyeball. The eyeball's ugly. Dockyard Demolisher. Simple, clean, a little too saturated on the red and the blue, maybe. Blue's fine. The red's a little too bright, though. Tone down the red a little bit. The black... I guess the black is fine. Might be a little too flat. Maybe the gray texture is really good. The gray texture's nice. The blue is nice too. The red's a little too saturated. I don't know what you could do with the gray, the grayish black. Maybe once you desaturate the red a little bit, then maybe it won't look so bad. I think you need the same amount of detail in your black texture. I think your black texture is too flat. I think you need something in there to break it up, and so it meshes a bit better with the white texture. Oh god, okay, I'm gonna keep powering through. We'll keep powering through. How many more do I have? I'm just gonna open the rest. I'll open the rest so we have something that resembles the end here. Oh god. Okay. All of the rest are opened. Let's keep going. Adriatic Scourge. As far as like this kind of camo pattern, the colors are fine. The team color elements are a nice detail. The sticker is honestly barely noticeable. I don't even think you need it. I don't think you need the sticker at all. Beyond that, the Warpaint's pretty good. Honestly, the sticker adds nothing. Just kill it. And the rest of the Warpaint's like solid. Storage. Storage War. Isn't that a show? Isn't that a TV show? Storage Wars? Like where they bid on storage units? And they like bark at people? Like, oh, it's just storage. That's like the premise of the fucking Minecraft movie. And also a plot point that's completely forgotten. Like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a storage unit because it's got this fucking shitty game console in it. And oh, sorry, you get nothing. Oh my god, that movie was terrible. Oh my god. That movie was fucking awful. Chicken jockey, yeah. I feel so bad for my sister. I feel so bad for my sister. She is an art teacher in grade school for, you know, kids up to the age of 13. You think we have it bad right now with all the people saying chicken jockey on the internet? Be in a classroom of 10-year-olds. Hell on earth right now. Hell on earth. Just kids running around saying chicken jockey. Dude, so there was some of y'all who are from San Antonio, I don't know how many of you guys are, we have a holiday of sorts here called Fiesta. It's a 2-week-long festival of sorts. And I went out to one of the events. There was a parade and food stalls and vendors and what have you. And as I was walking around, there was in more than one instance, there was some kids just running around screaming chicken jockey. Running around the fucking festival, screaming chicken jockey. I'm just like, that's just where we are now. Did I do that as a kid? Did I run around screaming shit? I don't remember doing that when I was a kid. Maybe I did. I'd have to ask my mom. I don't know. Just, oh my god. Aren't I 40? No, I'm 30. Relax. I'm not that old yet. Jesus, cut me some fucking slack here. I'm not 40 yet. Cut me some slack. Yes, I'm 80, of course. Anyway, let's continue. I mean, I like it generally speaking, but two things. You don't need the sticker because you already have that detail on the side. Is this custom? Is this UV? No, it replaces banana peel, so I don't think you don't need this sticker. It doesn't look very good. Or maybe instead of red, you could have done like a bright orange or something, because like the red stripe contrasts in a very strange way. Then the orange stripe is good, but this looks almost purple. This looks like, am I crazy? This looks almost purple to me, where it looks like that one shitty Halloween Warpaint we have, where it's just orange and purple stripes. So, I don't know if I like this color. I feel like it could be more brown. It looks purple to me. Beyond that, it's a sick Warpaint. I like it. It's my monitor. Let me drag the window to a different one here. See if it's any better. I really need to make my monitor settings the same for all three. Yeah, I guess it is my monitor fucking with me. Yeah. It's my monitor. I caught that right when I took a drink. Fucking tennis viewers. Holy shit, that should not have been as funny as it was. Oh my god. Yeah, it's good. I like the Warpaint. I just don't like the stop hand. I'm not a fan of it. Good Warpaint. Crack-coated another, oh, hold on. So it's like camo, but tentacles. Tentacle camo. Cool idea. It's a cute idea. It's actually, that's a clever idea. I like it. They use tentacles for camo. The color works pretty good. The red might be a little much, a little bit, maybe not. It's good though. I like it. It's a cute idea. It's this would be like a solid mercenary grade. It's pretty good. The Boatswain. Boatswain. Simple stripe pattern. Like a life buoy. Orientation locked? Doesn't seem like it. I would hope it's orientation locked. Ideally, orientation locked would look a lot better for this. But, it doesn't seem like it is. If it was, it'd be solid. Colors are good. You know what? Sometimes you do just need a simple war paint like this. A simple war paint like this is pretty good. I like it. It's good. It's nice. White Whaler. So, fish skin or whale skin. Some screenshots in game. This texture's fine. I don't like this one. I like the fish skin. I don't like the wavy one. This wavy texture is not doing it for me. What could they do different? Maybe just have it be a simple painted texture without the stripes on it. That would have made it look a bit sleeker, maybe. Nicely team colored. I can appreciate that too. The light blue and the gray is nice. The colors are good. Colors are good. This texture is nice. I'm just not a fan of this. Not a fan of that. Looks kind of strange. Feel like that would have benefited from just being a solid gray. Decent war paint either way. Black gold. Another tread plate and also oil themed war paint again. They could have curated these a lot more. They didn't, but don't care. Another cool war paint. I like, again, if you want to win me over, slap on some tread plate. And I'm a sucker for it. I'm a sucker for it. It's good. It's good. I like it. Ooh, the sticker is nice too. The sticker is really nice. That's good. Oh, and they have like they kind of do like a Damascus texture to make an oil slick, but it's very subtle. Ooh, hey, yeah. The longer I look at it, the more I like it. The longer I look at it, the more I like this is how you want to handle a black oil texture. That's really well done. This is good. I'm a fan. Yes. I like it. Here we go. Another dazzle. Hey, this one's good. I feel like I've seen a lot of these. Maybe I didn't, but this one's... There you go. That's probably one of the best dazzle textures I've seen on a TF2 skin. This is probably the best. That's good. That's really well done. I like how you use the negative space. You use the stripes, and then you have the negative space to act as the individual pieces of the camo, so it cuts down on the level of noise instead of having all of those harsh lines. That was a really, really smart idea. Really smart idea. Really good end result. That's fantastic. I love it. Really good. Okay, do you go for like a pinkish red instead? It's nice and muted. That's really good. That's a nicely made war paint. That's sick, man. Really good job. I like it. Again, that's a really good way to handle that dazzle idea. And like, okay, here we go with the fishnets too. So, the lines are thin. It's just two colors, or like a single color against a texture. So in terms of the fish netting, this is the best one we've seen because it's the most subtle and not in your face. Like if you're gonna do a netting texture, that's how you want to do it. Not too much detail, really simple lines. That's it, that's clean. Yeah, there you go, you nailed it. You nailed the dazzle and you nailed the netting texture. Nicely done. Haven't played TF2 in months. I super miss TF2, but then I remember if I do play again, it's not the environment of pre-2016, even with your servers being a thing. It's just not the same. Man, I miss 2011, 2015. I miss anything pre-Meet Your Match, man. I know what you mean. The game is just different now. It is. The game used to be chill, used to be about just having fun with your friends and having a good time, but then Valve tried to make it about winning. And of course, fucked up the game's, gameplay with a matchmaking system that does not work, so you love to see that. okay. The red is sharp. The red is sharp. The blue is good. I think the red's a bit sharp. I think it needs... What do you do? Don't desaturate it, maybe just darken it a little bit. Take it a little darker. Just a tad. Everyone's saying it looks like candy. It kind of does, yeah. So I think a little darker on the red is the only slight adjustment I would make on this one. Good Warpaint, though. Fucking everyone, like, that anchors. Just anchors everywhere. Everything has to have an anchor. This is just a black skin with an anchor and nothing else. Good God. You need something else here. You need something else. It's just solid black with an anchor and a team-colored element. You need something to break it up. A metal plate texture, a secondary color to contrast with the black a little bit. It's just... Like, you have gold on here already, right? Just bring the gold out to be your secondary texture. Because gold and black is a solid color combination. You could have just used that more, and that would have made it for a much flashier, but still a much flashier and cooler, cleaner Warpaint. So, yeah, you could have worked more gold in there. Would have been a better idea. Algae alloy. Algae alloy. Okay, I see what they're going for here. I think the green is a little too intense. Desaturated a little bit. I can't tell what they did for their noise pattern here. It looks like probably not done by hand. It looks like a Photoshop filter. A little bit. I like this pattern a lot. I wish I could see it more. I actually really like this pattern. I wish I could see it more. So maybe up the contrast on this a little bit. Desaturate the green a little bit. And then you got yourself a cool Warpaint. Yeah, like, it looks like fish scales, but it also looks kind of like a 70s wallpaper. 70s wallpaper. I'd like to see that more, because when I look at it here, it's almost it is too subtle. You can barely see it. I want to see more of that texture. And then what I would do is I'd kill the noise, get rid of the noise in the green texture, just have that be a sleek metal, nothing else. Maybe even a brushed metal if you want, but just have that be, you know, a flat, shiny metal texture. And then you're good, really. Yeah. Wow. It's a little... I think it would have been better if the lines were smooth. I think having the jagged, noisy edges was not a smart idea. Again, it's just when you have really fine details like that and fine angle, like compare this rock next to this too. Very long sloping lines, very large areas to kind of mimic the illusion of detail without throwing in a bunch of noisy, jagged edges. I feel like if it was smoother, like smoother, wispy clouds, because that's what they were going for. You're like a smoother, wispier cloud, or like a smoother whirlpool kind of look to it. That would have looked nicer, but just the noise on this is not, it's not very good. Yeah, I think that's the only thing wrong with this one. If it was a smoother wisp, it would have been better. Pirate attack. Okay, pirates. Yeah, the wood is good. I feel like this one didn't need to be team colored. I feel like you could have just done a neutral, like a black or a copper or something. It doesn't look very good with the concept. I think this one probably didn't need to be team colored. The sticker, if it's on the white... Actually, no, even on the brown, it sticks out enough. The contrast is good enough between either the white or the wood. Yeah, I don't think the team color was a good idea here. I think, if you had... The red looks better, but if you had thrown this into a more neutral territory, again, like a darker gray or a black, then I think that would have been better. More anchors. Ah, God. Shipwreck. Okay. So, linear details, assuming they're orientation locked, seems like they are. Knowing Fantac, they are. That's pretty good. I kind of like it. I like what you're going for here. Like, you have the underbelly of the boat and then the upper deck part of the boat, and then the water line on the side. I like it. It's sleek. It's slick. Yeah, it's alright. Oh, the green wear. Oh, no, I don't like that. Ugh. Yeah, either rust or oil, I think, would have been better than green on this. Oh, the green does. Yeah, the green contrasts in a nasty way. I don't like it. Because, like, you already have a lot of colors here, you already have a lot of details here, and then you throw in a 5th or a 6th color in the custom wear. That's a lot. If you had done oil, because it looks like you did oil splatters. If you had done like an oil spill wear or like an oil slick wear, that would have kept the composition less busy, would have looked better. But yeah, the green algae is not that great. Naval. Naval. Your promos need work. Your screenshot quality is low. I know that everyone can't afford a good computer, but if you know you can't get good screenshots, maybe ask someone to get them for you so you can make better promos. You don't have these jagged edges. Just a suggestion. Colors are good. I think it's very coffin nail-esque. Another very coffin nail-esque Warpaint. I think it's... Let's see how it looks in game. Yeah, it's decent. Yeah, it wears down pretty well. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. No, yeah, I mean, of course. You have, I mean, it's themed after the ship. It looks like. I think that was the angle they were going for here. They use these similar colors. But yeah, on a lot of these submissions, it's loosely offshore themed, right? In order to get the name attached to the submission. I can't blame them though. The project is fully open. I would have done the same. You need something. The flat black looks really bad. If you have the flat metallic for the red and the blue, that's okay. But the flat black is just way too dark. It looks like an untextured weapon model. You need something on there, some kind of a pattern or something to break it up. Buried Relic, another kind of Damascus texture. Or is it a topographic map? Looks like Damascus to me. Looks like Damascus. I think the team colored elements are really not necessary. The blue and the red, just like blue and green and red, like red and green is a sinister color combination that is really hard to get right outside of the Christmas season, and putting red and green together almost always looks like shit. I hate it. Don't do it. You could have picked a neutral color for this one, maybe like a lighter brass or a gold or a copper or something, and not team color. Then I would like this one a lot more. The rest is fine. The rest is fine. I just don't like the team colored element. Hey, this one's cool though. This one's actually really nice. Look at that. Man, there we go. I'm hoping orientation locked. I hope it is. If so, goddamn, this is slick. Check that out. We have some wear action. Here we go. There we go. A much lighter rust. But still the reddish brown. Ooh, man, that's nice. That's really good. I love this one. Nicely done. Container shipped, another container ship Warpaint, except instead of, is it just the black box? No, it's a full-blown Warpaint, okay. So, okay, and we have usage of red and blue, though it seems like that's not a sticker element, it's gonna be random, right? It's just somewhere random on the texture, so hopefully you'd have to get a good seed to get the big red and blue on the side. That's something else too, man. The classic red and blue text, or the red and blue symbols, right? The icons, those just aren't used enough on anything. Like, that's like an asset that could be used a lot more. So I like this one a lot too. It's good, but again, you'd have to get a good seed to get the red or the blue on the side. Also a nice one. Shot at Sea. Saw this one in my Discord. Really good. They also did the Dragon's Fury, meaning Valve will not add this one. Valve will not add this one, sadly. Sad to see it. You hate to see it. Custom mapping, custom everything, Valve's not gonna add it. You fucking hate to see it, because this is really fucking good. It's really good. Man, it's good. Really well made. Fuck. I hope that Warpaint letter actually does something. I hope Valve takes more care. And I hope Valve takes more care when it comes to implementing Warpaints, and I hope that they start adding more unique Warpaints like this, instead of completely ignoring them because they're not easy to put in the game. It's not a simple copy-paste. So, it's not like it's hard to put these in game. Valve would just have to perform a little bit of extra work. God forbid. So. Regal Depths? It's like a... What's the angle here? Is it like water? Is it like... I don't really see what they're going for here. Why a crown? Is it water? Is it camo? I can't... I'm not sure what they're going for. I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of this one. Not a fan of it. So, default Photoshop gradient with solid black and silver. It's shit. I'm sorry. It's shit. I will have to downvote this one. Drifted Ashore, another water-themed Warpaint, except the water is purple now? Or is it meant to... I think it's meant to represent the sky, maybe? Sky with clouds is the idea. I feel like having two different stripe elements makes for a really busy composition. I feel like what you could have done instead is, also, is that, it's not a sticker, it's a random element on your texture, so you had to, like, find a seed to make it look good. So you could have made the anchor a sticker, you could have removed the clouds and just gone for the stripes, or you could have done, like, the stripes are the clouds, so, like, the darker purple and the darker blue are the clouds instead. That would have looked nicer, because this is just messy, and the black's also too saturated, just too dark. Good concept, needs a little more fleshing out. Say it. Someone's gonna say it. It's just the airstrike, and it's just the yellow submarine. It even has Ringo on the fucking side. It even has Ringo on the side. Okay, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. Valve's never gonna put this in the game because it's not a Warpaint, but it's cute. It's not SpongeBob, it's the Beatles. Yellow Submarine. Come on, guys. Like, have we now entered an era where young people don't know who the Beatles are? Is that where we are? Is that where we are now? I hope not. Will I criticize weapon models? I probably won't. I'm not gonna really pay attention to content that I know without a doubt, Valve will not add. They might make an exception for some of these Warpaints because, you know, people are asking them to do it. But when it comes to unique weapon models, Valve has made it very clear that they're never gonna put those in the game again for, you know, obvious reasons. Sunken ship, okay. This is a much better water texture. See, they do it here like they do for the Aquamarine rocket launcher. That is probably the best water texture that we've seen today. It might even be the same one, I can't tell. But, and they do look kind of like the dirty, murky water instead of full-blown red, which is, you know, good job. I can't tell if they cannibalized textures from the game or not, because it looks like the blight from the Wildwood skins? No, it's not the same wood. I think it's different. It is different. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think the wood could stand to be darker, like a darker stained wood. And a little bit gray-ish. I think that would have been better, because the wood's a little too bright. I think it's the only thing that needs changing. Holy God! Here's your SpongeBob Warpaint. Here you go. There you go. There's your SpongeBob Warpaint. This one we can have a little laugh at. It's that's a lot. That's a lot. and it's not appropriate for the game in any capacity. I mean, you could do something with hibiscus flowers. We have bloom buffed in TF2, and that one's pretty good, but this one is, that's a lot. I was gonna write a big essay on why I didn't like this one, but I forgot to actually finish it in the comments, so I never ended up finishing it. Please. Of course it's the furry. Radar tracked. I feel like this would have benefited if the radar wasn't the concentric circles and it was just a grid. If it was just a grid pattern like you see on the map in the background here, that would have been a lot better, because you have this spider webbing effect that just does not look really good. And then you have the random placement of the circles as well. It makes it really messy. Because if I like put my fingers, like on the shotgun, right? I'm holding up my two, like you can see me doing this. I'm putting my fingers on the central parts of the, like the center of the concentric circles. And when I'm just seeing the stripes, that looks a lot better. So I think this should have just been a grid, and then you could have left it at that. And then the rest of the Warpaint's pretty cool. I like the buttons and the light details on this. The colors are phenomenal, don't get me wrong. But I think it was a mistake to do the concentric circles. Yeah, I think a grid would have been much better for this one. And then Abyssal Mapped, here we go. Now we have a topographic map. Topographic map, Warpaint, you love to see it. You're tickling my geologist bone here. I feel like the black is a little too strong. I think you could have done a lighter color. A bit of a lighter gray would have been better. I mean, you could have even made this look more like a map too. You could have done like browns and tans instead, like on parchment, because the strong contrast of the silver on the black makes it really strong, really sharp. You can keep the textures the same. I think you just need to play with the colors. I think a different color combination would really make this Warpaint stand out, but the silver and the black is just too strong, too sharp of a contrast. Okay. 71 Warpaints, done. 71 Warpaints done. God almighty, that was a lot. We blew through it though, we blew through it. There's your offshore project Warpaints. Yes. Piss break. Piss break time. Piss break, and then I have a video that I want to watch. So, I'll be right back. Quick piss break. Okay. So many different fucking emojis now. We have coral and Gregnant and kiwis. And what's the is that like a with oil drums too? Oh my god. It's just at some point it's just gonna be every emoji under the sun as a recurring meme in my chats. I think that's just what's gonna happen now. That's the end game of these streams, is to have every possible emoji. Oh, I also missed a donation from earlier, I'm sorry. Do you really want to introduce Zoomers to the Beatles to a bunch of teenage girls who would take Yoko Ono as an actual role model? I feel like in any era, you're gonna have shitty role models. That's unavoidable. Like, do women have good role models now in the music industry? Not really. Not from what I've seen. So, pick your poison. Thoughts on Nagusa Naya? I'm so excited. Naya finally got a unit in Blue Archive. I'm so happy. God. Shame that she is a special student and we don't get to see more of her animations, but still that's okay. We get her EX skill animation and that's good enough. You love to see it. Okay, guys. I got a video that I want to watch that people have sent to me more than once over the past week. I didn't want to watch this one because just looking at the title and the thumbnail, I already know the conclusion to this video without having seen a single second of it. But people want me to watch it, so I'll watch it. People have been asking me to watch this one.
It's been a long...
When was TF2's golden age? It's been floating around. People want me to watch it, so I'll watch it. So, before going into this, if anything other than... Like, you can pick any point before 2016, and that would just be an objectively correct answer. If any other conclusion is reached, then the video has failed. Like, there's subjectiveness to this when picking any point before 2016, right? You can say the launch era was the best before all the hats got put in the game and all the other weapons. You could say the 2010 to 2013 era was the best before Valve completely abandoned the game. You could say the 2014 to 2016 pre-Meet Your Match was the best era because, you know, there were a lot of updates and a lot of content, what have you. But if you say any era after Meet Your Match is the golden age, you probably got a lobotomy at some point in your past. Because just the way TF2 plays is objectively worse than at any point before 2016. Like, that's the conclusion that should be reached by videos like this, right? And then, of course, you have the bots that should just go without saying, right? You have the bots that were in the game since late 2016 until 2024. So if you pick any era after 2016 as a golden era, you either were not here to play TF2 before that point, and therefore you have no say, or you're being intentionally obtuse. So, we'll see what the video says. Knowing who made this, I have a nagging suspicion, and seeing the dislike ratio, I have a nagging suspicion that I think I know the conclusion being reached, in that there is no answer, and that it's going to be subjective. Like, it's going to be played neutral. They're not going to give an answer. Shall we see if my bet is correct? Shall we see if my bet is correct? The golden age of TF2 is now? That's a fucking lie. You owe me a single key if you're incorrect. Oh, Lord. All right, shall we begin?
Long time since that cold October morning in 2007. Team Fortress 2 has gone through several cultural shifts, over 800 updates and patches, growing neglect from its creators, and yet it's still here, and still pretty dang popular too. When a game gets to be this old, the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia are inevitable.
Oh God. There it is. Like, I now know where this video is going. And any sort of any sort of longing for an older part of TF2's past is apparently going to be rose-tinted glasses. Oh boy, here we go. I should have seen that coming, honestly. Should have seen it coming. Rose-tinted glasses, if you prefer any other point in TF2's past. We're 20 seconds in, I already know where this is going. Yeah, got that out of the way quickly.
Recently, a new phrase has started going around the TF2 community. People have started to vaguely gesture towards the golden age of TF2, and honestly...
So, what do you mean by that? Because I've not seen people saying golden age. What do you mean by this? I've not seen people referencing a golden age. I've seen people talking about quick play. I think that's what's being insinuated upon here. But they probably won't outright say it.
Honestly, I'm surprised this hasn't started happening sooner. But before we continue, thanks to Opera G...
Do people still use this shit? I thought Opera GX sucked. Do people still use this? Yeah, I'll turn it up, sorry. There's still ads, so I guess. Yeah, I thought this browser sucked, so let's skedaddle through this here. All right.
Service game sparks these kinds of discussions sooner or later. A good, albeit slightly younger example is Minecraft. Many Minecraft players have become increasingly disillusioned with the game as it is today. So a small...
Yeah, modern Minecraft fucking blows. I'm sorry, they've just done too much with the game. Like, juxtaposing Minecraft 12 years ago to Minecraft today, it's just two completely different games. I'm sorry, like, that's just true. Yeah, modern Minecraft is bloated, it has too much junk, the pacing of the game is completely different, it's just not the same. It's not the same game. You have the blocks, you have all the same blocks, and look, it's Steve still, you have the pig, but it's completely different. It ain't that bad. You know it's bad when people go out of their way to make entire mods attempting to rebuild the classic Minecraft experience. Right? I mean, you can go play older versions of the game, sure, but people go out of their way to recapture that classic Minecraft experience. That alone should be telling enough that people are seeking a different experience that was once offered by the game that is no longer offered anymore.
Section of the player base has proclaimed that modern Minecraft is bad, and that the game was at its best during Minecraft's golden age. The golden age of Minecraft has been nearly universally agreed upon to span from its alpha days in 2010 to release 1.5 in 2012. I
mean, yeah, that's just true, because basically anything after that point, the game just got bloated with what I view as a bunch of unnecessary crap. Like this, that's just true. It is just true.
People who prefer...
Like, that's why I stopped playing the game in, like, 2013, 2014. It just, they kept throwing more and more shit into the game. It's like, I don't care about this. And it played differently. The pacing was different. You know, like, when they added the hunger meter, for me, that's like, all right, why am I doing this? It's like, I don't care about this anymore.
For Golden Age Minecraft have formed entire communities around it, even creating fork alternate universe fan games such as Better Than Adventure.
Yeah, Better Than Adventure is fucking awesome. It like you can't sprint, right? So you can't sprint, so that already changes the pacing of the game in the most literal sense. It's such a good mod. It's awesome.
Not so secret Saturdays. But I feel like compared to TF2, Minecraft players have it way better. You can always boot up an old version of Minecraft. Java Edition allows you to play pretty much any version of it you could possibly want. There's even ways to downgrade your Xbox 360 Minecraft to its Golden Age version. But you really can't do this with Team Fortress 2.
Sadly, no.
Sure, you can install an old version of...
You can play mods, but that's about it.
TF2 and boot it up, but it's hardly the same thing since you have no access to the inventory system
and no one to play with, because no one plays these old mods.
Nor, more importantly, anyone to play with.
There you go.
So when it comes to Golden Age TF2, all we really have to rely on is memories, which are notoriously faulty. There's really
Planting the seeds, rose-tinted glasses. Oh, you just have faulty memories. I know where this is fucking going. I know where this is fucking going.
No common consensus for what TF2's golden age really is.
I think an overwhelming majority of the players who played the game before Meet Your Match in some capacity unanimously agree that at any point before 2016, any era, any year could be considered the golden era, right? We can argue until Kingdom Come what specific year or what specific branch of time was the golden era, but for anyone who experienced the game through all of those years, I mean, most would agree it's before 2016 in some capacity. Oh yeah, my memories are faulty. The game didn't exist prior to 2016. I apologize. Yeah, also, or anything. I mean, of course, again, it should go without saying, the bots too, right? Which also, and bots started coming into the game in 2016. Started in 2012, which I joined earlier. I mean, I started playing consistently in 2010, and that was great. Like, for me, like, up until, like, Robotic Boogaloo was, like, the first sign of, like, oh, that's where this is going. But then we had Love and War, and that was a good update, and then End of the Line fucking sucked, and then Gunmetal was decent, but Valve turning TF2 into CSGO, so for me, the golden era of TF2 is like 2013 or before, really.
Opinions vary wildly, but that's what we're getting to the bottom of today. Let's go over every single proposed cutoff for TF2's golden age to hopefully find ourselves an answer. I'd like to remind everyone that due to the subjective nature of a discussion like this, that all of these answers are just opinions.
There we go, guys. It's all subjective. That really saves us from finishing the video. We don't have to watch the rest of it. It's all subjective. We're not gonna get an answer. He's playing all the sides of the fence. So then what's the point of the fucking video if you're not gonna give, like, an answer, right? It's all subjective.
Most of which I don't really agree with myself. If you disagree with my conclusion at the end, though, you can let me know in the comments. Alright, let's look at our first contender for TF2's golden age. I want to start
07 to 09, really before Valve started monetizing the game. Like, that's like the first era.
With a nearly
And I guess also before they started putting a lot of weapons in the game.
prehistoric take I've seen floating around. Team Fortress 2 launched in late 2007 with the 9 classes, 6 official maps, and that was pretty much it. No inventory system, no customization, what you see is what you get.
No hats, guys. No hats. Not concerning anything about the gameplay, just, no hats.
And go! Go, go, go!
If you ever play when the item servers get turned off, God, that is just like the most fun you can have playing this game. Just vanilla TF2, no fucking unlocks, you're just playing with people, everyone's on the same playing field, no fucking hats, that is just, oh, it's a good time. I fucking love it.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
How is this any different than today? People still do this.
About 7
People still
months
do that.
later, Valve would start to push out what we now call major updates. April of 2008 gave us the Gold Rush update, featuring the introduction of payload and weapon side
new
rates for
weapons
medic that could be earned through achievements. Pyro and Heavy.
Yeah, some people kind of pinpoint when Valve started adding unique weapons as when things started going downhill because that threw a wrench into the game's really solid balancing. I would debate that that's probably not a good cutoff point. I think the good cutoff is when Valve started monetizing the game. Because once they started monetizing the game and then throwing in like promo items that were functionally different weapons, it's like,
would get their own side grades in June and August, respectively. So would Scout in early 2009, and this is where a peculiar cutoff starts. These updates did have their detractors. A non-insignificant group of players found these content packs annoying more than anything, because the only way you could get new weapons was by getting the achievements, which...
Yeah, this was bullshit, but I don't really see how that would qualify as it being a cutoff, because that's still a problem that exists today. The only way you can get all of these unique unlocks is by doing the achievements, and then you have a whole bunch of other weapons that you can't get at all unless you get them by the random item drop system, or crafting, or trading. Like, this is a problem that's persisted since Valve put unique items in the game. So, I hope he doesn't use that as a cutoff, because that makes no sense.
Turned your average match of TF2 into an achievement hunting nightmare.
I quit playing TF2 because achievements and loadouts took the fun out of online play. The fact that they released them piecemeal so that everyone flocked to that class and did dumb shit and barked out orders on voice chat so they could unlock
People have done this all the time.
achievements. The worst moment was when I was playing heavy with 4 medics swarming around me.
How is that not fun? Like, if you're upset that your team has 4 medics that are fucking around, then TF2 is probably not the game for you. I'm sorry.
And I couldn't get healed because when I yelled, they were trying to do that one medic achievement.
This would quickly change though, as the Sniper vs. Spy update rolled out in May of 2009. So those weapons you've been exclusively earning through achievements, now you can earn them through random drops, aka just by playing, or, well, idling in the game. The implications of this were massive. Valve's intentions were to phase out the need to achievement hunt, letting you just play the game however you liked while you passively...
That was a smart move on Valve's part, because having to play the game a lot to get a functionally unique item in a PvP game gives players unfair advantages over others because they're using something that's functionally unique. That just shouldn't be a thing. If you introduce any functionally unique weapon into a PvP game, it has to be available for everyone the instant you install the game, period. So why Valve made this decision? I think I understand why. It's because they wanted people to get invested in the game, to play it for longer, to get a weapon that they technically own and they earned it, so they're invested somehow. So it keeps them playing. So...
collected new toys to try out. However, this created the massive culture of idling you still see today.
Culture of idling? It's not really a culture. It's bots. Like, humans aren't idling, dude. Like, the instant Valve made items tradable... Like, okay, so, way back in the day, the only way you could idle was manually on your own, or very few people would actually set up a computer that would run multiple instances of the game. Like, this wasn't a culture. Like, you didn't have, like, hordes of people doing this. Some people were doing it just to, get an item drop, but it wasn't a big deal until Valve made items tradable, and then a whole bunch of bots started coming into their own community servers, not affecting gameplay, and then farming items that way to affect the price of microtransactions. Like, this didn't have any impact on the gameplay itself, and there was no culture of idling. That makes no sense. Like, we have idle servers, sure, but they don't impact the gameplay at all. That's not like a negative thing about the actual game, because all of this took place inside of community servers, and even then, you didn't have, like, a quick play system or anything like that. You would have to go out of your way to put yourself into an idle server, because we only had community servers up until 2011. Quick play didn't exist, we didn't have a game coordinator, so if you were bumbling into an idle server and go, oh, I don't want this, that's your fucking fault.
There were tons of controversies associated with this debacle. People created idling programs that allowed you to get items without even having the game open.
Yeah.
It got so bad that Valve had to step in, deleting the idled items whilst awarding everyone who didn't abuse the systems with a Cheater's Lament cosmetic.
And that was a massive oversight by Valve, but also has no impact on the gameplay.
People who tried to play the game fair and square became increasingly frustrated.
What?
I'm done with TF2. I tried crafting the detonator via class crafting because
I see what you mean by the guy. I see what you mean, guy in my chat who said this earlier. He just seems like he's gonna be going through each era and then shitting all over it. When, like, this shit didn't have any impact on the gameplay itself. Like, sure, it's annoying that you didn't get all the functionally unique items right away, which is a fuck up on Valve's part, but how does this make it a bad era? Like, you're not explaining why this makes it a bad era. Like, you're selecting very specific things to then shit on the era, instead of looking at, like, you're only looking at the bad things, instead of why people look at the era for being good. Like, if you're trying to find a golden era, look at why people like it, and not why people hate it?
instead I've got 2 flare guns in a row. Just Valve. I'm just gonna go idle from now on. I'm wasting my time playing this game.
Idling culture was very, very divisive. and the only people who had a positive out.
How are you? You're just making shit up. This isn't real. You're manifesting something that never happened. There was no divisiveness over fucking idling culture. What is this? Because back then, you only had community servers. You'd have to go out of your way to interact with these cultures. If you wanted to play the game, you would just go play on a server running the normal game. This makes no sense.
Outlook on idling were, well, idlers. Here's a quote from a 2010 article by James Blorant.
Why would you want to collect something that you haven't even earned? Where's the reward in that? The drops are something to be proud of. It would be a lot better to show off to your mates claiming, check out this hat I finally got. I swear I played for like 8 hours today. Rather than, check out this hat I got from keeping my computer.
Oh no? Like... Are you gonna make any point about why people look back at the era fondly, or you're just gonna keep shitting on the small things that Valve eventually kind of patched up? This is just nothing. Like, he really, like, it seems like the angle of the video is just to shit on any older era of the game. That I feel like that's the angle here. Like, he poisons the well by saying, oh, you just have nostalgia glasses, and then makes these very selective arguments over, you know, of things that were not good, right? But they didn't, like, dominate the game and make it fucking unplayable and create this fucking culture war inside the game. These things just never happened. There was no divisive culture war. There was no idling culture that people would get mad at. People were mad at Valve. People were mad at Valve for not making functionally unique items immediately available. People pointed out that bullshit and were rightfully angry for that reason. But no one has ever said idling culture. In my fucking 15 years of playing this game, that's never been a thing.
On for a week and a half. Which do you think would get a better response?
I think the disdain for idling is best summed up by this page of the 2009 webcomic Nerf Now, saying, "A strange game, the only winning move is not to play." Past all that idling stuff, also sneakily thrown all the way at the end of this gargantuan update was the introduction of hats. Each class was given one, a decision that would snowball into the near limitless customization we have nowadays. There's still debate today as to whether or not cosmetics have forever ruined the game's identity, but we'll expand on that a little later. So, was
argument, so here's my opinion on that for that specific thing. If handled correctly, which they basically weren't right out of the gate, cosmetics could have been totally fine additions for Team Fortress 2. If they adhered to the original tone, themes, and stylization of the game, they absolutely could have not impeded upon TF2's art style. But because Valve's gotta make money, you gotta make them flashy, yeah, shit just got out of hand and it got exponentially worse as the years went on. That's just an irrefutable fact. It got way worse as the years went on.
Is this really the beginning of the end? A rare few would say so. It's so early in the game's lifespan that there's not really many players left from that era to say. This was so long.
I dare you to find someone that played during this era and ask them to their face if there was such thing as idle culture. Present me someone who knew and understood idle culture. That's not a thing. It's made up. People complained about it. Just, oh my god.
Long ago that some staples of TF2, such as those losing animations and crit weapon glow, were months away from even being added, which is crazy to think about. So let's shift the goalpost a bit, to a time when the backlash was so monumental that—
That's not even shifting goalpost here, like, you've misused the phrase. That's not goalpost shifting, you're just moving into a new era.
It's etched into the game's history forever. A couple years later, in June of 2011, the Uber update would drop. But past all the new content it added, it also came with a huge shakeup by Valve.
I'm pretty surprised that he didn't even mention Manconomy here. He completely glazed over Valve adding microtransactions. Like, a lot of people pinpoint that as, like, the biggest dividing line before the free-to-play update as, like, the end of the golden era. Because as soon as Valve started asking for money and microtransactions, a lot of people got pissed. Like, for people... And like, he bitches about idling and bitches about these other things that people were using to get items. But then, even the work that people put into idling all that got undermined by being able to just buy a weapon. Right? That pissed people off a whole hell of a lot more.
That's right, TF2 officially went free to play. The backlash from TF2's existing player base was massive. People weren't happy that the game they spend money on was now free. This created a flood of players.
That did piss people off. Making a game free that people had spent money on, that angered a lot of people, and rightfully so. You do feel cheated in that regard, right? On one hand, yes, depending on when you bought the game. Like, if you had bought the game, like, a week ago, and then Valve made it free, I'd be fucking pissed, right? Totally true. Totally warranted.
On the server browser, and longtime players weren't happy that all the slots on their favorite servers were filled up by players who knew nothing about the game.
This wave of new players has creeped into my favorite.
Yep, and this was something else too that angered people, is the initial growing pains from the game going free to play.
This one medic didn't even know how to activate his Uber.
Free-to-play has ruined the game for the time being. I can rarely change my loadouts because of how hammered the servers are. And playing with 90% of new players...
Yeah, it was a rough transition into the game going free to play, that is true.
Room is irritating. I know it will get better in a couple weeks, but... also,
and the free to play cutoff, again, is where a lot of people cite as like the end of the golden era for TF2.
So, a third of all teams is always spies now.
I'm pretty annoyed by it too. Things were great for us long-time players before they handed out the game to anyone. Now, I have to wait at least 20 minutes to get into all of my favorite servers. Even the ones I donate to, and I'm a VIP of.
Oh god, your mistake was being a donator VIP, my friend.
A lot of players didn't stop at being peeved though. Soon an entire movement would start in protest of Valve's decision. There would be Steam groups such as Free TF2 Sucks and RIP TF2, TF2 Game Over, Team Fortress 2 died in the 23rd of June of 2011.
Yeah, people were pissed.
The craziest part was that someone created a server plugin that would automatically detect and ban free-to-plays, calling it free to be kicked.
Yep, that's just true, because people didn't want the invasion of free-to-plays to happen.
There's a really cool interview with the plugin's creator on Giant Bomb, and here's an interesting excerpt from it.
I anticipated a negative response from the general player base and a positive response from the server operators. I hadn't anticipated it being this strong either way, even including receiving death threats. I don't really have a personal opinion about TF2 going free to play. It's brought in lots of...
So the main reason why people were pissed, right, is because, again, before this point, TF2 didn't have Valve servers. It was entirely community servers, right? So TF2 was way more niche. You had way stronger, more tightly knit communities. People would be consistently playing with the same people on the same servers all the time. And so then you had a massive influx of free-to-plays being funneled into these servers by the game's new matchmaking system, the game coordinator, Quick Play. Not matchmaking system, sorry. And so all those slots would get filled by people that, one, they're not used to seeing, and two, they can't play with their friends anymore in their favorite spots. That pissed off a lot of people. Right? And rightly so. It was a major transition in TF2's life, going into being free to play.
New players, but I'm not sure it's worth the long-term cost. I think that once the droves of inexperienced players die down, we're going to be left with a steady stream of new players, but primarily just cheaters and people evading server bans.
That's just not true, because after the initial spike in players, things did die down, and then, guess what? Just as we experience today, we have a constant flux of new people in and new people out, because player retention's terrible. But it took about, from my memory, oh god, maybe 8 months, almost a year, for things to really quiet down. Because a lot of new players were also getting funneled into Valve servers through Quick Play. So a lot of the new blood was getting sent there too, and not just community servers, but it didn't really deter the main issue of like a lot of community servers getting filled. So that was a problem. There were some workarounds to avoid getting free-to-plays put in your server. Some people, from my memory, because Quick Play would only search for vanilla maps only and vanilla server settings. If you just tweaked one thing, then your server would no longer be considered part of the search. So there are ways to get around it. But yeah, people were initially pissed. But no, you didn't have this end result of, oh, it's all cheaters, or oh, it's all people looking to fuck with the game. No, it's just been a consistent stream of new players coming into the game. And knowing what we know now and where we are now, would the game still be alive had it not gone free? Probably not. If TF2 remained $20, there's no way it would still be alive today. I'm sorry. People would still be playing it, but there's no way the player base would be as large as it is now.
Wow, he was kind of on the money there. That's really funny.
You're conflating 2011 with 2020.
You can also argue, I guess on a deeper level, players already weren't happy with the way TF2's monetization was going, because the year prior, via the main economy update, crates and keys were added, which I don't need to...
So, we're completely avoiding anything that resembles discussion of a golden era, and it seems like you're just shitting on different checkpoints in TF2's history here. Are we going to have any discussion of what a golden era was? Are we going to talk about anything good that happened in this game, or are you just going to shit on the game for 20 minutes? Like, are we going to have anything about this at all? I was expecting conversations about golden era. We're not getting any of that right now.
Tell you, set the entire industry down a crummy path to this day. To a lot of people, this is when TF2 well and truly died. The game was overrun by noob free-to-plays and...
Not really, man. Some people left. Some people left, but it wasn't this catastrophic death that he's making it out to be. Some people were annoyed and left, and eventually things quieted down, and ultimately the people who were really protective of their servers installed the anti-free-to-play plugins, and then things were mostly fine. The first couple of weeks were fucking chaotic because Valve's servers were just not ready. But it quieted down, you know, in the coming months.
Valve's monetization became more rampant here on out. So don't be surprised if you see some old heads cite the game going free as the end of its golden years. This update wrecked a ton of pre-existing communities within the game, but calling it an end of any kind is honestly overkill. TF2 going free to play was
remember
probably
communities ending.
The best
Some
thing
did,
that ever
but eventually when things quieted down, they were fine.
happened to it. I highly doubt the game would still have the incredibly vibrant and active player base it
No,
does
yeah, he's
now
got a
if it
point.
still had that
If the game
$20
had not
price
gone free, not nearly as many people would be playing it now.
So let's jump to an era a good chunk of you are probably familiar with. 2012 to 2015 were good years to be a TF2
You're making pretty big leaps here, man. It's
fan. Well, depending on who you asked. All some saw were amazing updates, peak player counts, and generally a massive boom in public interest for the game.
I mean, really, again, any point before 2016 was just the best time to play TF2, minus the rocky transition into a free-to-play game for a few months there.
Here is where we start to see a big uptick in outside content made for the game. Animations, let's plays, fan art, while all of these things have obviously existed before, they were reaching an unprecedented level of popularity around 2012 and 2013.
Well, that's thanks to social media just becoming more prevalent. I mean, prior to 2010, things like Facebook and Twitter and even YouTube just weren't that mainstream. They were not that popular. So as social media grew, then people making their stuff and sharing it naturally grew as well.
This was also around the time when the plague of TF2 YouTubers really started, which you're
Plague?
still suffering through as we speak. Speaking of, if you're
Plague? What do you mean by plague? If that's meant to be a joke, it doesn't come off as one.
into TF2 history and want to keep learning about all the forgotten shenanigans that this game has gone through, consider subscribing because that's kind of what I'm all about.
No, you're probably consistently the worst resource for anything historical related to TF2.
Anyways,
I'm sorry, like, just, no.
the game was receiving frequent updates, and communication from the TF2 team was still pretty good, all things considered. Others didn't see it that way, though. For every incredible patch, such as Love and War or Man vs. Machine, there were just as many disappointments, such as Robotic Boogaloo and End of the Line. To be fair to those updates, Robotic...
Really, what he should have done was done 2011 to 2014, because we only had 2 shit updates in that time, and that was Robotic Boogaloo, and then, of course, and then End of the Line. But you had so many other amazing updates peppered throughout that time, and he's just going to omit that and then focus on the 2 negative points in this era.
Boogaloo was the first ever community-made update, and the team of amateur modders tasked with making it wanted to keep the scope of their update small, you know, limiting themselves to just like roboticized cosmetics. End of
I like how he has to pass an excuse over to the workshoppers on that one, where it's like, oh, this humble group of modders just wanted to keep things reserved. And we ended up getting a bunch of shitty hats
The
anyway.
Line is a similar story. This community-made update grew from a small patch to commemorate the release of the SFM short to a full-blown major update, only to then be, allegedly, gutted by Valve, leaving its release to feel half-baked and disappointing.
But a lot of you will know.
I mean, he's not gonna go in any fucking details about that. Like, Valve was not satisfied with the work the community had done. They had made several weapons, they had made new maps, and Valve rejected them because a map... He did no fucking research for this. Like, come on, man. So, the map Snowplow was rejected because Valve initially thought the map was too complicated. They weren't satisfied with the weapon stats and the weapons they had made, so those were rejected. So, ultimately, they just did a fucking loot box and taunts. That's it. Like, it was heavily gutted by Valve and turned into another cash grab update.
One of the most hyped updates of all time came out today, and I was super excited when I saw it had been released, and so I could check the patch notes, see what had been added.
Oh, seeing the tumble on the lock and load grenades, man.
Patch notes to find that one of the most hyped updates of all time consisted of what was essentially 10 new cosmetics, one reskin, not a new weapon, just a reskin of an existing.
Yeah, End of the Line was a disappointment. Again, I'm like, you're not helping yourself here. It's again, you just seem like you're shitting on every era of the game and not highlighting any of the good. Nothing good, all bad so far. All fucking, sadness and doldrums up until this point. You're not highlighting anything people viewed as good in these eras at all.
Weapon and a pass that you can buy for $5.
He's painting the picture here. Again, I know where this is going because he's gonna. I know. I've concluded the ending of this. He's gonna change tone very sharply when speaking about the more modern eras of the game. Yeah, not talking about gameplay changes, not talking about the good things that Valve did, the fun stuff we had. No, none of that matters. Only focus on these two negative things.
Counts the number of ducks you've picked up, whatever the hell that means. No new weapons, no new map.
Only way an update level amount of content, whether it be added by the game officially or not, could be made by a humble group of modders. It's like literally a group of friends doing it completely independently to establish cliques and groups and forums. No, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what the Emporium and the workshop scene has always been. Just a group of friends getting together and working on something for themselves and being an exclusive clique. Because at the end of the day, they want the majority of the money. It's not this big collective community effort. It's a small group of guys that have all the tools, they know how everything works, and they work on this shit on their own, and then push it out for Valve to buy.
Nothing.
I personally felt this update was very disappointing. Hell, I was so excited for this, I saved up money, anticipating the new guns to be in the crates.
People used to joke about TF2 becoming a hat simulator with an FPS minigame on the side. It's funny, really, because now, to Valve, it seems like it's actually becoming that. This update, I think, is... I
mean, literally just some friends that don't act like larger cliques. I feel like the cliques have became the norm very quickly.
Safe to say, is the worst one that TF2 has ever received. You pay something for nothing, not nothing for nothing.
Yeah, and End of the Line sucked here, but he's using this one point of End of the Line to paint the entire era of 2011 to 2015 as bad. He's not talking about any good things.
And people are just profiting off of it.
Regardless of whose fault it was, these updates began to disappoint a larger and larger number of TF2 players. Keen observers started to notice a small drop-off in item quality as well. Low-quality tie-in items became rampant. If the game got...
So they're promo items. Again, that's Valve looking to bank some money by using TF2 mercenaries as walking billboards.
New weapons around this time, it was likely there were seemingly half-baked promotional items. With promotional weapons for the game's sleeping dogs.
But like, not all of them. Are you not going to acknowledge any of the other weapons we got? No, they're all bad promo weapons. Oh my god, dude.
Red tape recorder.
Like, listen, we get it. You're trying to paint the picture that anything before the current era of TF2 is bad. We get it. That's what your angle is
similarly
here.
Disappointing.
All bad, no good.
And don't get me started on the Rift promotional items, aka the Sun on a Stick and the Volcano Fragment.
Look, guys, these weapons are bad! And they're still bad now. Everything from 2011 to 2015 was bad then. Like, you see the angle he's taking here.
They just suck. Like, really, really bad. This continued through 2015 as well. During this year, TF2 got another horribly mismanaged community update, Invasion, which went so—
Not gonna talk about gunmetal, not gonna talk about tough break, not gonna talk about the cool shit that those brought. People loved contracts, that was fucking amazing. We're not gonna mention any of that at all. No, we're only gonna he's only talking about bad shit.
that Valve had
Come
decided to
on!
never—
We're not gonna talk about the amazing update that was Love and War. That's just gonna get a 2-second footnote in this video about what the golden era was. Like, come on, dude. You very obvious what your biases are here.
Community update ever again. That year's other major updates, Gunmetal and Tough Break, introduced weapon skins and Warpaints, which some critiques pretty—
Man, that's a good litmus test right there. That's a good litmus test to know when he started playing, because Warpaints were not introduced until 2017. It was just skins.
Harshly, as Valve just trying to recreate CSGO's lucrative skin economy within TF2.
Yes, they did try that, and that was bullshit.
This is also the year—
Is it gonna make any mention of contracts, though? And how fun those fucking updates were.
The all-class cosmetic, the Potassium Bonnet.
Oh, guys, look, it's the fucking banana. You guys hate this hat, right? Therefore, the whole era was bad.
Added to the game, sparking the never-ending art style discussions we talk about to this day.
Yeah, because it is a shame that TF2's art style was heavily treaded upon by Valve's desire to make more money. That is a genuine problem, and it's fucking unfortunate.
But I feel like only looking at Valve's content output during this time is missing the big picture. The truth is that through these years, the quality of TF2 servers rapidly deteriorated.
That's just not true!
Solid servers with consistent communities formed around them started to massively die off. Valve—
That's just not true!
Began to host official servers when—
What? The volume of good community servers exploded after the game went free to play. Again, you had the initial growing pains for the first year or so, but you had so many amazing good servers come out of that era. You're just making shit up. This isn't real.
The game went free to play, and they eventually went from noob stomping grounds to pretty much the only way to play the game.
What? No! People eventually figured out what their servers were, and things quieted down. Like, again, this is a very telling way to know whether or not you experience these things. That's just not true.
Tight-knit, self-hosted servers got replaced with massive server networks like—
Oh, here we go. It's the fucking Star video. Oh, here's that one video of a handful of shitty servers that clearly represents all of the servers people had to choose from. Oh my fucking god. Once again, we have the beautiful litmus test right here that proves irrefutably that you did not play during this era if you truly cite this as the norm of the time, when it simply wasn't. Yes, you absolutely had predatory servers that were exploiting new players. Yes, this was a problem until Valve started going out of their way and actively banning and blacklisting these servers and making changes to quick play so this was no longer a problem. To say there was this massive extinction of good servers is simply not true. You had good servers being created to fight back against this bullshit as well. You had tons of amazing places to play. That just makes no sense. You did no research for this.
And Panda and whatever, that made sure to blast you with as many ads as possible the moment you connected to the server.
Yeah, and then when you got in the server, you know what you did? You blacklisted them, and then you never had to fucking see them again. It was so easy to avoid these things too. It's the Star video, guys. Look, and again, he will not mention. He can't mention. Otherwise, it's going to defeat the purpose of this video, which is to make old heads like us mad. He's going to completely ignore the changes that Valve made that stopped all of these problems. Disabling HTML in the message of the day. Defaulting quick play to Valve servers only, but still allowing for players to search for community servers via the advanced options menu. No, we're totally going to ignore all of that. No, oh, it was all bad, all terrible, all of the servers were bad.
How do I close this?
People like to pretend
that one fucking Star video people keep referencing has poisoned the well so much around the quick play discourse, and they just completely ignore the era of 2014 to 2016 when it was fucking awesome. And it worked great.
Nowadays, that quick play was this amazing way to find servers to play.
There it is. There it is. There it is right there. This is why he made the video. He wants to shit on this discourse. Just be honest, man. Just be honest. Like, you don't have to make this whole convoluted video. You don't have to build up this fucking 16-minute straw man to get this one point. Just be fucking honest. Just say that you don't care. Just say that you don't care. It's not that fucking hard. You didn't have to do this.
But in truth, it was pretty much indistinguishable from the server browser, except that it was a lot more prone to putting you in these adware servers.
That's just not true. Again, he did no research for this. It was a bit shitty for the first couple of years, but then once Valve fixed the system and it functioned beautifully for 2 whole years, after the first couple of years of it being crappy, it was great. People always used quick play. Go look up TF2 videos on YouTube from 2014 to 2016. Look how fucking easy and amazing it was to use quick play. It was a beautifully intuitive system and it just worked. He's just gonna completely ignore all of that.
Later on, they let you filter out all the non-official servers, which became the only real way to consistently find a match.
That's not true. You also have the fucking community server browser. And then again, he's built this argument upon, oh, all the community servers were fucking bad. And he's not going to acknowledge this too, man. It's like, there were so many amazing fucking community servers. The real bad thing was when Valve omitted them from the quick play search. Because a lot of good servers took a massive blow as well. Because they lost a lot of real players being funneled into their good servers. He's just completely ignoring all of this.
And here we are. 26.
What do you mean, here we are? Holy shit, you've done nothing but paint this the entire era before Meet Your Match as bad. And say outright misinformation. This is just not true.
16's Meet Your Match update. The culmination of all of this. Quick play being replaced with the casual queue ensured that the already dead community server ecosystem.
There was no dead community server ecosystem. What are you talking about? The community server ecosystem was thriving through 2016, and then Valve killed it with Meet Your Match. Again, this is the perfect list. This is the perfect litmus test. If you cite any other point in TF2's history other than Meet Your Match as the single point that killed community servers, you did not experience this game before that. You didn't play it. You didn't do your research, and you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, this is a self-report. You did not play the game in this era. You simply do not know what you're talking about. Countless amazing like, I take personal offense to this because all of my favorite places to play died. Gone. Thanks to this fucking update. Not the game going free to play, not the game getting monetized, not because of fucking quick play, this. This single point killed all of my favorite places to play. And to just hand wave that away and blame quick play instead, and painting it as if though it were this horrible system that killed community servers, is simply wrong. And borderline malicious. The fuck is wrong with you?
Sunk 6 feet deeper into the ground. Couple that with baffling balance decisions, growing radio silence from the once communicative Valve, and it's no wonder that a ton of people nowadays consider this the day that TF2 died.
Yes, it almost fucking died because of that fucking awful update. And in many ways, it is still dead. Because it fundamentally changed how you play Team Fortress 2 and the general air and attitude surrounding it.
Its golden age officially done and buried. But things weren't all bleak. In fact, some people still hold this era of TF2 in high regard.
No one does. Who? Show me anyone that looks back at Meet Your Match fondly. And the year following. Who? Show me a single person that looks back on this date fondly. Aside from Uncle Dane. Aside from Dane, yeah, that's true. Aside from Dane, who?
16 was an amazing time for everything surrounding the game. TF2 YouTube at this time was honestly great.
Oh, but the YouTubers were fine.
Videos coming out from
the YouTube videos were great, guys. Yeah, that's really how we should define the golden era, is that the YouTubers were doing well. Oh, fuck me.
Established names as well as up-and-comers. The Saxies went on strong with record-breaking numbers of entries, and
then they died, because one of the winners smoked pot in the fucking bathroom and got high at Valve. Like, we're just gonna ignore that too, I guess?
Honestly, say what you will about Meet Your Match, but the Team Heavy versus Team Pyro thing was huge.
Oh, this saved the... Oh my god. Here, I am actually genuinely baffled by this right here. He's trying to save this catastrophic dumpster fire of the update by saying the heavy versus pyro part of it really saved it. This was a big deal. Not the fact you just could not play the fucking game for about 6 months. No, totally not gonna acknowledge that. No, the game was saved, and this update was saved, and it was fine because of this fucking vote between Heavy and Pyro. Really? Oh my god. How do I know that? Workshoppers told me. Like, it's pretty common knowledge in the workshop scene that I think the guy's name was Harry. Got high in Valve's bathroom. It was either pot or some other illicit substance. I'm pretty sure it was pot. Got high in the bathroom and then played with the fucking soap dispenser for some period of time. And then that was the last time the Saxies were ever held because one of the winners got invited to Valve and got high in their fucking bathroom and played with their soap. Yeah. So that's why we don't have the Saxies anymore.
Like, I've not really seen this community be that passionate about something until, like, Save TF2 a couple years ago. But then...
Oh, that's when the TF2 scene was the most passionate. Was the fucking Heavy versus Pyro vote. That was the point when people were the most passionate about the game. Wow. And also Save TF2.
Came an era a few hold in high regard. One more divisive major update and Valve was just out of it.
Yeah, so yeah, guys, Meet Your Match wasn't so bad. We had the Heavy versus Pyro update, but everything before that was horrible. Horrible updates, unplayable servers that were just dying left and right. Talk about revisionist history. Talk about... Thank God people like me are still here to tell you guys how it actually was, because this entire video's perspective is warped and skewed and just flat out not true. The picture he's painting here is a falsehood. It's not real.
No more major updates, no more balance patches, no more communication, and as the community began processing all of that, came a 5-year-long bot crisis, making the already...
That wasn't just 5 years, it was 8, because bots started appearing at the end of 2016. It started in fucking 2017. Again, do your research.
Scuffed casual mode 10 times more unbearable as sniper bots would flood
Scuffed is a fucking understatement.
every lobby. All the while, community servers couldn't manage to pick up the slack because no matter how bad casual got, everyone just kept queuing for it anyways. Now the bots are gone from casual, but it doesn't even matter anyway since the game just sucks now and of all the things we've already discussed, and let's just stop. What if...
There you go. There's the picture. Now he's gonna talk about the modern era and how everything is great and everything's fine and dandy because we get epic maps and we get epic hats and cool unusual effects. And look at all the YouTubers and creative people making awesome stuff for the game. That's exactly what he's gonna say.
What we really achieved here? Sure, you got a history lesson on a couple things you didn't know about, but...
Oh my god.
Do you feel that? The pure misery that started emanating from this video? And... it's not just...
It's been 18 minutes of misery. You didn't start the video this way. It's been 18 minutes of you shitting on the old era of the game to try and paint what I think is going to be a positive picture about the crappy state the game's in right now.
Just here. It's becoming pretty rampant on TF2 YouTube. People are starting to praise this vague TF2 past that never really existed.
Straw man. He builds an 18-minute straw man, says this is real, everything else is wrong, it's a vague history, my video is correct and true. Absolute fucking insanity. If anyone views this and thinks it's real, the only people who are gullible enough to think this is real are people who started playing in recent years. This is just a flat-out falsehood and lie. Holy shit. Absolutely fucking insane.
The game has always had problems. It always will have problems.
But to say that all of the problems over the era are equal and there's no better or worse era is fucking insanity. Sure, older periods of the game had their issues, but compared to 2016 and now, to just diminish how much better the game played and how much better the community was and how much better the servers were back then, to just dismiss all of that is just a falsehood. It's not true.
Here's the thing. The definitive golden age of TF2 is a myth, not unlike the mighty Yeti. No matter...
All subjective, guys. There is no golden era. Everything's bad, except right now.
Where you look and how deep you search, from the broad opinions on the Steam boards to the forgotten TF2 websites of 2007, there's always been problems with this game. Whether it be adding a new weapon for each class or...
To say that a new weapon is a problem compared to literally breaking the fucking game and making it unplayable for almost a year, to equate those two things is the most disingenuous argument you could ever make in a fucking video about TF2. People need to be calling out, like, we need to be calling out people for this shit. This insane, manipulative, revisionist history is fucking raw and just wrong. It's horrible.
500 hats, there's always been something new to complain about. Valve is always doing something we don't like, and all it really boils down to is change. Change is hard.
Oh my god, here we go. Change. It's just change. It's just change. You're just complaining about change. We're just moving from era to era. Oh my fucking god. It's just change, guys. There's no real place to pinpoint. There's nothing actually better or worse about any era. Holy fuck.
Streamer Northern Lion summed it up best when he said,
At some point you gotta face facts, okay? You'll never be 14 years old playing Team Fortress 2 ever again. So knowing that that's like the base level of human existence, you have to find a way to move on from that.
The reason we have...
I can move on from the golden eras of the game, the better eras of the game. I can still acknowledge that this game used to play better and be healthier in the years past. That doesn't give you an excuse to dismiss that the game did have objectively better times. That doesn't just wipe that away. It doesn't just suddenly make everything subjective. It's like, yeah, why can't you just move on? Why can't you just accept the way things are now? Just be happy, guys. Just be happy with things are now. That's the end argument. Why? Just be happy. Why aren't you happy?
So many golden ages of TF2 is because so many different people who have all loved the game all came at different points in its life. After nearly 20 years of its existence, the game has warped and changed pretty noticeably. But underneath all...
For the worse. In more recent years, heavily for the worse. But you intentionally choose to not acknowledge that. And are trying to paint all of the people that cite the objectively better era of this game as just like crybabies or people that are people that are lying. I don't...
All that tacky grime and community bias, the game is still the same at
tacky grime and community bias?
its core.
The game is not the same at its core. The way you approach the game, the fucking game coordinator is fundamentally different. The game does not play the same way as it did before 2016. This is just objectively wrong. If you want to say the classes are the same, you want to say the concepts surrounding TF2 are the same, sure, but TF2 just plays different now, fundamentally, thanks to the matchmaking system.
The real reason you play TF2 isn't the intricate movement mechanics or how deeply written the pyro is. The real reason you play this game is because of the people.
No, I play the game because the game is fun, not because of the people. I have met many amazing people through Team Fortress 2, but having good people playing your game does not make your game good. If the game fucking sucked, the social aspect would be irrelevant.
Even small gestures like that soldier you high-fived in the spawn room or that scout who taunted after killing you.
Yeah, it's the high fives and taunts that make the game fucking good and not the game itself. Oh my god.
The sum of its parts that make TF2 what it is.
Not the sum of its parts.
It's what people around you do with said parts.
Oh my god. This video is fucking awful. I really don't know. I don't know what else to say. This video is fucking awful. The game isn't good, guys. It's what people do with the game. No. Like, he will not acknowledge, he can't acknowledge that Valve made an amazing game. Valve made one of the best games ever fucking made, completely independently of the players, completely independently of its community. Valve made a fucking amazing game. But he cannot acknowledge that. He refuses to acknowledge that because he has to glaze his friend groups. He has to glaze his social circles. That's the real lifeblood of this fucking game. That's what really makes the game special. No, the game is good first and foremost.
All you've ever needed was the 9 classes, a couple maps, and people from all around the world to share them with.
See, if you can acknowledge that all you need is the 9 classes and a couple of maps, do you not just acknowledge right there that, therefore, any earlier form of the game is better than what we have now? A bit contradictive, wouldn't you say?
If you want to know what the real golden age of Team Fortress 2 is, It's the period of time in which you had the most fun. For some, that was 2007.
No, guys, it's just when you had the most fun. There is no objective point in this game's past where it actually functioned better. And yet you have so many people that are able to ignore, like right now, more and more people are waking up to just how shitty casual mode is and to how horrible the game plays. And these are people that started playing over the past few years, right? Even they can acknowledge that something is wrong and can acknowledge the game functioned better back when community servers were thriving and back when quick play was a thing, simply by the difference in functionality. If we have that, it's not just a matter of when you have fun. There is a very clear line when the game started becoming infinitely worse.
For others, it was yesterday. And maybe for you, it hasn't even happened yet. So what am I trying to say exactly?
You're saying nothing is what you've done. You've spent the past 20 minutes lying and saying nothing.
Look, I'm gonna be completely open here. TF2 means so much more to me than just a game.
It really doesn't seem that way, considering is he willfully lying about this? Is he just ignorant? He can't be ignorant. I've spoken with this guy before. I know he's more intelligent than this. I've had sit-down conversations with this guy on his fucking podcast before he removed me, before, you know, he got sucked into the workshop scene and got on that side of the argument. I know this guy is not this obtuse. I know he's not this misinformed. He's willingly painting this warped picture of the game.
For over a decade now, Team Fortress 2...
This was back, you know, this was a few years ago when I spoke with this guy. And I had, like, genuinely good conversations about the game with this guy and this group of guys. It's a Switchcast, is what it's called. Like, I genuinely fucking, like, we had good conversations about the game. But they got sucked into the social circles surrounding this game that prop up the people more than the game itself. The hat makers and what have you, the people that make the game.
The game.
So naturally, he has to discredit any point in the past, right? Compared to now.
Characters, and more importantly, the people that surround it have been an incredible source of comfort for me. During my formative years, the TF2 community was the one place on the internet where I felt like I truly belonged. It has inspired me to create, heck, the whole...
And if your formative years were during the golden era, the better years of TF2, like...
reason I know how to edit videos and just this whole channel exists.
Like, what was the point of this fucking video? Like, now you're just concluding it with this bullshit sentiment to kind of erase and wipe away all of the bullshit leading up until this point. Like, oh, it's okay, guys. There is no golden era. The game's fucking bad. But listen, the game's... oh, this is a horrible video.
Thing is because I wanted to share my love for TF2. And
you didn't share your love for this fucking game. You've spent the past 20 minutes shitting all over it. Not an ounce of love was expressed in this video at all. Yeah, the fake sentimentality is extremely annoying and is patronizing, and only the most ignorant of fools and children would believe this is genuine. Yeah, shits on the game, but I love the game, then he spends 20 minutes fucking shitting on it.
Now it's paying for my groceries. Like, isn't that crazy? More important.
You are 3 weapon reviews away from making minimum wage as a fucking chuckle nut. This guy is the quintessential example of that. You can make absolute nothing nonsense videos and people will watch them and you'll get fucking money for it.
Importantly, through TF2, I've met people who have come to mean so much to me. I met my best friend on 24/7 2Fort, for crying out loud.
And that server's probably fucking dead now.
There's some I met through this game that have gone on to change my life for the better, and now...
unless it's Skyle.
They're gone.
Which you acknowledge is a shitty server. And they are shitty servers, they spoof their ping.
So many people I really love and cherish I've met through this game's dumb little community. Some are hesitant to
use it's a cute little dumb little community. It's just such a wholesome game. There is no golden era, by the way. Totally not an era that more readily facilitated the dumb community by letting community servers thrive and actually have communities get built and be maintained. No.
Community. Seems like TF2 doesn't warrant that strong of a word. We're just like any other internet fan base, but I disagree completely. TF2 can be a community, if you let it. As of a year ago, my friends and
I hate when people invoke the word community in general. I'm trying to do this less as well. People invoke the word community to make it seem as if though more people are on the side of their argument than they actually are, trying to lump everyone into the same collective group as though they all agree or disagree with something, which is just not true.
I started a TF2 server on a whim, and now we have this massive web of people around us that are always eager to get on and play, and in such a short amount of time I've met
Out of fucking necessity, because the game was unplayable for 5 fucking years. But no, it's subjective when the game had a golden era. The 5 years of the game being unplayable, actually 8 years of the game being fucking unplayable, it's just subjective. It's not the same level of bad as years before. The community saved my life.
So many cool people and created so many wonderful memories. If you're a guy that queues into casual playing the same 3 maps every single day, and then you have the gall to complain about how much better it all was when community servers were more popular.
He just refuses to acknowledge that there's anything wrong with the current state of the game. He can't do it. He can't do it.
Then I'm sorry to say this, but you're doing it to yourself.
No, the game is objectively worse. Sorry. Again, you refuse to acknowledge it. Because you can't acknowledge it, because it would make you look bad in your social circles. It would make you look bad on your YouTube channel, because that's who you've built yourself into. You cannot go back. You've dug yourself too fucking deep. You just cannot be honest. It is so sad to see. It is so sad to fucking see these guys, man. Because again, I had really good sit-down conversations with these guys. Inside of their fucking, on their podcast. These felt like real, genuine guys, man. And now they've just gone down this, dare I say it, toxic positivity path. Fucking awful. Horrible, horrible video. Through and through, a terrible video.
You made. But if you're willing to look at the game in a different light, change the way you play even, then you'll see a new golden age of TF2 right around the corner, and...
What do you mean? Any modern version of Team Fortress 2 could be considered the golden era? That's insanity.
I want you to join me for it. The only reason...
No. Fuck you.
Community servers...
Fuck you for lying through your teeth, painting this disingenuous, false picture of how the game used to be, and then trying to, discard all of that as, oh no, this is a video about how much I love the fucking game.
Are dying is because you're neither seeking them out or creating them. For me, the game is at its best when you find yourself in a tight-knit community where you can get on every week.
And the game readily thwarts that because of the fucking casual matchmaking system that was put in the game almost 9 fucking years ago. He can't acknowledge that, though. No, he refuses to acknowledge that.
And play with a group of people you can really get to know. So I got up and did it myself. This is Swishcast Central. It's a community I run.
Video's over. Holy fuck. Wow. That is probably one of the worst videos I've ever seen around Team Fortress 2. That was genuinely fucking awful. Genuinely awful. I cannot believe how bad that was. I'm not calling him on stream because I already know what he's going to do. He's not going to produce any genuine argument. I'm not going to do it. Not on stream. He can no longer be honest with me. He can no longer be honest with himself. I'm not going to give him the time of day on my own fucking stream. If he wants to talk to me in DMs, that's fine. But considering how I've seen him act in other situations where I was live with other people, he acts like a petulant child. So I'm not going to give him the time of day on my own stream. Sorry. What is there to talk about? Seriously, what's there to talk about? What can you say to fix that shitty video that you just put out there? What can you do to justify it? I'm sorry, you fucked up. Horrible, horrible fucking video. That's just a fucking shame, man. It is. You have made yourself a fucking fool in the eyes of so many people with a genuinely disingenuous video with outright falsehoods and lies laced into it. What the fuck were you thinking? Like, do you think people weren't gonna notice? Like, did you think people weren't gonna notice this and call you out on it? It's just not true what you said. It's ridiculous. I don't understand people that do this, man. And now he's making a fool of himself in my chat. And this is going to be logged permanently for everyone to see, too. People will now cite this as you making a fool of yourself in my fucking chat. What are you doing to yourself, man? You guys used to be so much better. You guys used to be way more chill. Y'all were open to conversations. You guys were all over the place, and now you've just recessed into this little hole and are barking and gnashing your teeth and claws at anybody with these really fucked up arguments. What happened to you guys, man? Seriously, what the fuck happened? I know what happened, but just, it's a fucking shame. You hate to see it. You really do. You guys had a future, man, but you're fucked up. You really did. You had a fucking future in this scene, man, but you're just fucking it up for yourselves. You are. People love honesty, and you're doing everything but that. People love honesty, and you're doing everything but that. It is. It's embarrassing. It is. The video lies and gaslights to thinking TF2 is better now and then uses emotional manipulation with his own experiences and deciding with him, abuser shit. Yeah. It's just a terrible video, through and through. Awful. Yeah, well, it just, Jesus, man. Like, what was a close contender? What was my previous worst video that I've seen on stream? I don't know. Nothing really comes close now. Nothing really comes close. That was pretty fucking bad, man. Jesus. I mean, the what's video of him being dismissive of casual and quick play, and him being a fence sitter and playing both sides, and then also acknowledging that casual mode's pretty bad, but then how dare you, you know, shit on Valve for fucking up their own game. Yeah, that video was pretty bad too. That's a close second. That was a close second. Now, even Solarlight's video had a lot of good arguments shitting on the things that Valve did, but then the way he tries to prop up competitive play is foolishly bad. So... yeah, the 8 seconds of casual discourse, too. Oh, no, yeah, actually, yeah, that decal. I forgot about the decal video. I'm only thinking of videos that I watched on stream. No, yeah, that decals video was also really bad. Again, another video that contained outright misinformation, lies, in order to manipulate people into thinking that a feature that was beloved by so many people actually was a horrible idea and should be toggleable, right? That video kind of plays on the same thing, man, where it's a constant buildup of shitting all over something, and then you kind of like doing this emotional manipulation thing, painting a bad picture, and not being genuine and honest and truthful or doing your research. You know, that's another video falling down the similar path. So. No, yeah, the decals video was funny and how it showed in the aftermath because people were able to call him out on his bullshit. Right? I called him out, like, people were already calling him out on his bullshit immediately, right? The whole decals thing. But then, you know, I drove the final nail in the coffin on that video by just expressing the same sentiment that everyone else had. Highlighting and acknowledging the bullshit. And frankly, people need to do that more often. Because TF2 is a small enough sphere where it's very easy for things like this to take root and to cause genuine harm to the game, right? Like, decals could have very easily been removed by Valve if it got enough attention on the wrong side of the argument that was just wrong, right? Why should I call me privately if you're putting me on blast? Dude, your video's on YouTube. It's public. We can watch it and criticize it however we want. You can't pull that fucking card. Sorry. You posted your shit online, we can talk about it online. Welcome to the fucking internet. Welcome to the fucking internet. Oh, that's hilarious. Listen, take it from me, having been in a similar situation to you. Stop. Like, stop. Step away. You won't regret it. Take a breath. Go outside. Stop engaging with this. You'll be fine. Trust me. You're only digging yourself deeper in the hole. Surprised it had so many upvotes to start. I mean, that's testament to how people really don't pay attention to what they're listening to. Or he has a larger audience of people that just did not experience the game before more recent years, so they just don't know any better, right? They have no idea how things actually functioned, so when they look at a video that's quote-unquote historically accurate, that paints a false picture, they think that's true, they think that's real. The account officially joined in 2013, but a majority of achievements were in 2020s. Ergo, they played it briefly, then came back in 2020. Yeah, that's a very common story with people that glorify the more modern eras of TF2. They may have gotten Steam, right? They may have gotten Steam. They may have touched TF2 at some point in the earlier years, but then they dropped the game and eventually came back later on and experienced most of their playtime in more recent years. And they didn't actually experience the older eras of the game. And so naturally they're going to be biased towards newer eras because they just were not here. They didn't actually experience how the game played. Now, it's not even spreading a lie about when you started playing. You did obviously play in 2013, but based on your playtime, the majority of your achievements were in 2020. Like, that's indicative. Sorry. Yeah, DM me his profile. Let's see his item histories. Do it quickly before he privates his backpack. With all due respect, leave, find something better to do. The longer you stay here, the more you lose. Yeah, just... Yeah, someone has to DM me on Discord his Steam profile so I can find it on backpack.tf. Actually, I can probably find it. Is this it? No, that's not it. Taking it too far? No, I disagree. I think it's a good litmus test to prove that people talking about earlier stages of the game have no idea what they're talking about. Looking at their item histories is telling. Like, I fail to see how looking at public information is wrong here. Let's see, is this it? Let's see. Let's see if the IDs are the same. See if these profiles are identical. Let's see. Creation date, 2013, August 9th. Yep, that is the same profile. Let's look at snapshots. The earliest snapshot of items in this inventory, 2016. So the account's been active, at least by backpack.tf snapshots, after Meet Your Match, but no item activity before that point. So, this account has been actively playing TF2 since 2016. If that is the account. Looks like it is. Let's see. Mercenary badge is deleted, not in the inventory. Surprise, surprise. So, that's about all the information I can find. Regardless, really doesn't matter when he started playing, he still lied in his video. Anyway, that's it. That's a wrap on that. Silly, silly. I've been going for what, 3.5 hours now? I think it's good enough. We can start winding things down. We can start winding things down now. No, the VOD's not going anywhere. Don't worry. There's no copyright music or anything like that. So. Discord raid? Yeah, maybe. Actually. Nah, never mind. Anyway, that's it. We're winding things down now. Thank you guys for hanging out. Got a lot of shit done on stream today, so thanks for chilling. I appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys for the donations. You guys are awesome. I am making pretty good headway on my next video. I'm really pushing to get it done by June. I think that's feasible. I'm gonna probably no guarantees because every time I set a fucking deadline, I miss it. So I'm not gonna set a hard deadline. But I'm pretty sure I can knock this out by some time in June. So, knocking it out. Expect that around then. Until then, I'm going to keep streaming. I might push a couple of, second channel videos about this or that. Who knows? Maybe another commentary. Probably a fun or good idea. But, yep. That's about it. If you want notifications for when I go live, join the Discord linked in the description below. You can't talk in there, but you get notifications for when I go live or for when I upload or for other dumb shit. So, join that if you want. I appreciate the donations. I appreciate your viewership. You guys are awesome. And I will probably see you guys Wednesday or Thursday next week is probably when I'll... No, not Wednesday. Maybe Thursday or Friday next week is when I'll stream again because I want to get some good progress on this video. So I'll see y'all next week. Y'all take care.